Hello gamers and welcome to episode 309 of the Super Ultra Podcast Arcade. I am one of your hosts, Daniel Nicholson, and with me is my co-host, Dominic Stallworth. What's going on this week, Dominic?
It is cold well, it doesn't make sense to say cold as hell, but I'm going to say it anyway. It's cold as hell.
It's cold as hell when it's frozen over.
Yeah, exactly. It was like, 15 degrees at one point. It probably was lower, but that's what I woke up to at 8 o'clock. I was like, what the hell am I looking at right now? Oh my God, I'm looking at this float. I'm looking at Riff Tracks right now. It's a Mystery Science Theater, guys. And it's some movie they got on, and it's like this float, and it is scary looking. I guess this is supposed to be like the Thanksgiving Day Parade or something. Anyway. It's freezing up here. We had snow. Our first COVID snow during this winter.
Snowvid.
Yep. Yeah,
as I like to call it.
Yeah, full of COVID. I was out there playing in the COVID snow, and I was like, yeah, take it all in. Yum, 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 yum. But it's...
Yum.
Yeah.
Eating snow now, Dominic? What's going on
I
here?
always eat snow. Just make sure it's not yellow. Make sure it's not yellow. But yeah, I know it's probably like an ice rink near in my parking lot, too, right now. Because at that
thing is always a disaster.
Yeah, I know, because that
Where does all that water come from? I don't get it.
This one area, it's always shade. It's always shade. So even when it's not snow, if there is some type of rain, it is an ice rink. It's literally an ice rink. I see the squirrels just skating there, having a good old time. Things that nature.
Chip and Dale.
Yeah. So, but yeah, and like, 'cause I almost bust my ass taking trash out one day. I was out there. It felt like good traction. I was like, okay, it's kind of melted here, but then I got to a point, so whoa, I slipped, and it's like, okay, all right, gotta go back in, because now he's not being young again. I was okay just falling, and I'll be all right. Now, if I fall, I'll probably have to stay down for a while and scream for help.
Press your Metal Alert band or whatever it is.
Yeah, the life alert that old people use. Say life alert.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
Yeah. I always hope, like, that my parents fall or something. Because I was like, oh, man, if y'all fall, it's all over. And I don't
have one of those. You should have got it.
And then I have to help them. Or if I try to help them up, I'll fall. And then we both be down because I probably can't get back up either. All right. So, what else is going on? I can't really think of anything else going on, really. So let's get right down to it. Let's get down to what we've been watching. So I'll start it off with actually, ain't much. I watched his Dark Materials. I mean, I also watched Mandalorian, but we'll get into that because we both watched it the last episode of the season. But his Dark Materials, I mean, it's still good. It's not much really. I'm not going to talk much about it until I probably finish the whole series and really say how I feel. Or unless it really sucks. If it really sucks, then I'll come up here and then I complain about it. But right now, I'm still enjoying it.
This was an alright episode then?
Yeah, it was an alright episode right now. So you watched Mulan now. So how'd you like Mulan?
Yeah, I did not like Mulan at all. I probably something like that. Joking. I don't know. No, I had a lot of expectations going into this movie. Like I knew it was not the original. I knew, the characters weren't there, the funny bits weren't there, but in place of that, I kind of expected it to be this very serious, epic tale of this woman becoming a soldier and proving, to her family that she could do it. And instead it was like, it wasn't quite slapstick comedy, but it was like, it didn't take itself nearly as seriously. Well, let me correct that. I feel like it takes itself seriously for a movie that should not take itself seriously, because like at the very beginning of the movie, they introduce that she has like key powers and like, I don't know, like she can do these things that other people can't. And just throughout the movie, they sprinkle this stuff in.
See, I didn't know that. I thought it was more like a realistic take.
And that's what I thought. And instead it turned out to be kind of what I expect, like that Matt Damon Great Wall movie to be, basically, which is like, fantasy epic, I guess, but minus the epic. Yeah, and then like they're calling her a witch, and then there's like an actual witch in the movie who's working for the villain, and then
the cartoon didn't even have a witch.
And that's kind of what just kind of did it for me instantly. It was like, oh, this isn't what I was expecting at all. And then that aspect of it just leads to like the most ridiculous scenes of her like slow motion wire work kicking arrows and things like that, which is, I was like you, expecting it to be this very serious take on this story. And I was kind of here for that. Like, okay, like it's not that. I understand that it's not Mulan. It's not the Disney movie that I remember. So I'll take that with a grain of salt, and I'll watch this under that impression. And then it didn't end up being what I expected it to be either. And that's not to say that, like, if it didn't fit those two molds, then I'm going to hate it instantly. But it's just the direction that they went with it. It was a movie that seemed like it wanted to be taken seriously while presenting things that I found a hard time actually taking serious.
Yeah.
And the dialogue is pretty bad all around. I don't know that it was anything particularly laughable. Like, I wasn't just like, oh, this is absurd, but it just wasn't good.
And they don't sing. Do they sing in this?
No, there's no singing at all. Some of the characters are fine. Like, I don't think she as a character is terrible. I think it's just more the aspects of her character, the key stuff and everything. Just
I wonder why they went that route.
Too much. I really wonder too, because they're, everything we heard about it leading up to it was, oh, they're taking out like Mushu because it's ridiculous and whatnot, and instead you just have this stuff, and it's like,
especially the people who were defending it, like say, hey, there was no Mushu dragon, and like, hey, they're trying to take a realistic take on this.
Which they basically just replace him with a phoenix instead. And it's not like a talking phoenix or anything, but she's constantly seeing, I don't know, maybe you can call them visions, or maybe, but she's constantly seeing this phoenix, which is the symbol of her family. Because, I mean, they were all making these arguments before this movie even came out, right? So, like, of course, nobody knew what they were talking about the same way everyone on the internet always does, because we always make these preconceived notions about things, and then we force ourselves into this corner of like, oh, now I have to defend my opinion because someone's questioning it, and when in reality it's like, yeah, you're right, I haven't seen it yet, so maybe it's gonna be good, maybe it's gonna be bad, I don't fucking know.
I wouldn't say it's bad. I was just saying like, hey, I want Mushu, and say, oh man, that sucks that he's not in there. But then this, I say, hey, like, I thought that was disrespectful to have him in there in the first place, and like Mulan, it should be taking a more realistic take, and people were saying that that's what they're going for. And now you tell me what this movie is, and like, oh, why did you assume that? Where did they? Yeah. Now I'm thinking like, where did they say that?
Because the movie poster showed me her with some dirt on her face.
Yeah. So
dark and gritty reboot.
Yeah. So now I'm thinking, like, I kind of wish they would have went the route of being like the other movies, of just being with people, like with real people, but still,
basically shot for shot remake of those movies, right?
So it's just something comical. Yeah. I mean, comical, but also having, just like the movie was. I mean, like it was comical, but it gave you what the word I'm looking for. It was. Like who made it? Darn, I can't think of the word.
Like inspirational story?
Yeah, inspiration. Yeah, who was inspired, but that like she proved herself that she could be a warrior despite her being a woman and that nature, that she can do that. Like, I mean, you can still do that. If you're gonna go realistic, which I'll be fine with that too. But since like they didn't do that, so it's like that. So
Yeah.
why didn't you just do a shot for shot then? If I don't know, or did they read the Chinese market? Was they trying to like use analytical data, like what the Chinese market would like so strongly?
And that's the thing, right? Is like the wire work stuff. It very much feels like, you know, when there are Western studios that do anime that's just kind of like off-brand and not great. That's kind of what it feels like for this. It feels like the watered down, like westernized version of wire work and stuff like that. Like just trying too hard. It feels like they tried too hard.
Yeah,
to make it something that would appeal to like, hey, we've seen Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. And it's like, but you don't have like, I don't know, the subtlety and nuance of that stuff.
it was artistic.
Which is kind of funny to say. Exactly. Because like it was very over the top, but at the same time it had a very subtle feeling about it, like an artsy fartsy kind of feeling about it, if you want to say that. Yeah, and none of the action in this really had that. You know, it's not something I would recommend watching. I'm not going to say it would be a complete and utter waste of people's time. There are some aspects, like I think it was shot well. Like I think it's a pretty movie for the most part, except for those bits. Some of the battle scenes are pretty cool, and like I said, some of the actors, their performances I think are all right. But for the most part, it's just not a good movie all around.
Yeah. I'm really mad at my friend for buying the actual $30 of this and trying to justify it too. I was like, "You're an idiot. You're an idiot."
Yeah, that would have been way too much for me. I would have been very unhappy had I spent $30.
Especially if you know it's coming. It's coming to Disney Plus, man. You know it is.
Yeah.
Why did you spend it? Like, come on, man. You could have gave me that $30. You could have gave it to me. I was joking. But anyway. All right. So I guess we get to the big one. The season finale of The Mandalorian. I guess you want me to start off without my opinions of it? Well, before I get to spoilers.
Because I don't even know what to say outside of like just getting into spoilers.
Yeah.
So
before I get to spoilers, I mean, that's going to say that I enjoyed it. I definitely enjoyed this season finale. I kept thinking, I thought it was going to be like, oh man, it's going to probably be like an hour and a half long, then something like that. It wasn't.
I was expecting it to be a little longer than normal.
It wasn't, but it was still good. So I'm glad they can jam pack it with some good action and nice nice dialogue, good acting for that short amount of time. And you know what? Maybe. And this shows you that maybe shows like this they don't have to be exactly an hour, right? They don't have to be a long hour. I mean, you just have to have some good writing. Because I think sometimes...
And that's the nice thing about moving to these streaming services is you're not locked into like, okay, you have to have a commercial after 15 minutes. Your show has to be exactly, 46.5 minutes, and you're going to have this many commercials.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of and then when you have...
You also don't have to work in like the ebb and flow of like, a commercial break is going to hit here, so we're going to have a stinger there.
It's like, oh no, I got to leave a little stinger, so commercial break. But yeah, so yeah, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this. I'm glad I stayed with the spoilers because I was looking at Twitter and I saw some things happening, like talk about it. It's like, I still didn't see anything, so everything was a surprise to me. Yeah. Luckily, so I was happy with that. And now I think we could get into spoilers. So what you got?
Yeah, so I just, on that thing, like yesterday morning instantly, like I'll look at my Google now sometimes just to see if there's anything going on. And the first thing was like, Book of Boba Fett confirmed for December 2021. I was like, you fucks. God damn.
He's like, well, I know he's not going to die. Maybe you know that.
I mean, I didn't even think about that aspect of it, but yeah, it was just like, yeah, it's like end of trailer or end of credits thing, and I was like, God damn, it actually tells you that
in like the title.
Yeah, like it's like. I was like, come on. I was like, okay, I'm not going to go to this page anymore.
Because they said you should have been watching it at 12 o'clock
pretty
midnight.
Much, exactly. Yeah, well, they do that like if I miss wrestling or something like that, they'll do that too. Like, oh, so-and-so won the championship. I'm like, God damn it. Like, I was 5 fucking seconds. Yeah, I wish there was some way of like, don't show me things about this topic within 24 hours of it being posted or something like that. But yeah, I thought that was amusing. But I didn't have any of the other plot points of this actual episode spoiled, which I'm extremely happy about because, I mean, the big thing is, of course, Luke showing up and taking baby Grogu with him.
Yeah.
But that moment when you see a Jedi,
I'm thinking Ahsoka.
Well, that's the thing, and then that green lightsaber lights up.
Yeah, so I saw the green. Once I saw the green lightsaber, I say, okay, who the hell is this?
It's like he's moving too quickly for this to be like this timeline's Obi-Wan. Well, I guess Obi-Wan's dead at this point, right?
No, he's dead. This is after the Death Star. Like Vader's dead.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it had to be either a nobody or Luke. And once I saw that black gloved hand and then the regular hand, I was like, they're going with this. And then he took off that hood and it's young CG Luke Skywalker, and you're like, oh, okay, that was really him. That was really him. They just shaved him up. Yeah, and they did it. Yeah, to fill out. I mean, he does kind of have a baby face, but yeah. It wasn't entirely convincing, but I think part of that was also just not being used to seeing Luke with that kind of hairstyle, really, at least for a long time.
Exactly.
So I think it worked well enough, and they were ballsy about it too, because there were shots where they would just show his face and kind of linger on it. And yeah, all of that stuff with him coming in and just destroying those Death Troopers, fucking getting lightsaber action was awesome. The fight between the Mandalorian and the Gideon was incredible. I thought, having the Bespin armor blocking the Darksaber's ability to just slice through him, basically, and then having the staff. That was extremely cool. Just having that fight between the Mandalorian and the Death Trooper was really cool. I mean, all the action in this was pretty incredible. You started it out with like the space battle. You have the Slave One going against these TIE fighters.
What about Baby Yoda going to the monitor? That looked funny as shit to me. Yes. The way he see him on the monitor looking at
the Force
I'm about to say Obi-Wan. Luke Skywalker fighting. Like I was like, what? I mean, it looked silly. I was like, I don't.
He finally got to feel one of his kind, because Ahsoka is like a gray Jedi. She's not fully committed, so he was like, oh, I feel the Force with this one.
Yeah. Well, this is the descendant of the chosen one. This is the chosen one.
What I thought was funny is like the Mandalorian was holding him saying goodbye, and I was like, is he gonna hand him to Luke to have Luke carry him? And then he sets him down. I was like, okay,
but Luke did pick him up.
Picks him up. I mean, I get it. His legs are short and whatnot, but at the same time, it's just like, this guy is supposed to be like 50 years old and a Jedi, and you got to carry him around like he's a little baby.
Like Tom is relative. Like he's 50 years old, but it's still a kid. Like in their species, I guess. I mean, I don't. And I'm curious about what is he doing the time of these new movies?
He's 100% gonna get murdered by fucking Kylo Ren, isn't he?
But technically he'll be just probably like not a baby, but a kid then, right? He's still
he's gonna be a youngling. He's gonna get murdered just like the fucking younglings at the temple. Dominic.
Exactly, because how slow he ages. I'm like, okay, he's 50 years old. He's still a baby, and that's only about what? How many years later? Maybe 20-something years later. I guess
something like that.
Yeah, so he's only 70-something years. He's only 70-something years old. Which is probably still just a kid.
I was going to say probably like 7, basically, right? Like, not even, because like right now he's definitely not at like 5 years old as far as like humans age. So oh, he's going to get sliced down, Dominic. It's going to be the most emotional thing we've ever seen.
No, I mean, he became one of the Knights of Ren. and
shit!
He's in a robot's body, so that's why
he's in neck armor.
That's why he got a robot body. Like his body got injured, and then he just said, "Yeah, I want to be taller. I want to be taller."
Yeah.
So you ever see the Knights of Ren take his helmet off, you see like a baby Yoda head.
Yeah,
with some evil eyes or something like that.
Do you think evil Yoda species turn red because they're like green to match the green lightsaber? So maybe their skin turns red.
Yeah, I wonder. Or they turn like pale green or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
because this brown one. Well, there was a brown one that was in the Knights of the Old Republic.
Was there?
Yeah, they're brown. Unless that could not be canon anymore. So maybe they just.
It's 100% not canon anymore until they feel like it's canon again. But
so maybe it's I mean, they used that pearl that was in Knights of the Old Republic. That pearl for that that monster in the first episode. So I don't.
But that's the thing, right? Is like they pick and choose. Like, they're going to say that's not canon, but then they're going to use that as source material and be like, okay, well, we're going to use that part of it. And oh no, the rest of that's trash. And then 2 months later, they're like, "Oh, we need something new. Okay, grab that thing from over there."
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, that's the crazy thing is like how, like they're talking about the Book of Boba or whatever, and there's just so much left over from this, like questions to be answered. Like, does the next Mandalorian season, if there even is one, follow Grogu? Does it follow the Mandalorian? Does it follow both? Do we get a Grogu spinoff where he's training with Luke?
Exactly. You know, because I got the impression, because now that you said that about Book of Boba thing, I got the impression from that was that like it's the next Mandalorian is going to be about Boba. Not saying he's not going to be in there, right, but like the normal Mando, or I forgot his real name, but he.
Yeah,
that it was.
Dijon
it's called the Book of Boba. But I was thinking, does that mean Boba's the main character, or that just means he's the big, like a character within it? You know, that's just the story. The story is about Boba. Like he's in it. I mean, and Mando is still in there. He's still involved.
There's some level for me where I definitely want all of these threads explored. Like the Mando has the Darksaber and I can't remember her name, but she can't take it back from him. Basically, you have that aspect of it. You have the fact that Gideon's still alive. All the cloning stuff that they were talking about to explore, but at the same time, like part of me goes like, if you just said that's it for the Mandalorian, like I would kind of be satisfied.
I would. Like,
we've reached the journey with Grogu of like him going off to get his training, and the Mandalorian took off his helmet and in front of everyone to show the bond between him and Grogu, and it's like I kind of got some resolution here. I mean, there are obviously a lot of cliffhangers.
Yeah, I'm saying they're going to have to do a resolution with that sword. Sword, but will that come into the Mandalorian or something else? You know.
Yeah, I mean, you could even, spin off a series for her, and
that's what I was hoping.
And Sasha Banks over there.
Yeah, exactly. Like her crew, which is funny how she
and where'd the dude go?
Oh yeah, they went an all woman, baby. They wanted ladies. They wanted a ladies. It was a ladies' night, man. Ladies' night.
Hey, it worked, Dominic. I saw all the heart emojis you were throwing at him.
But yeah, I wondered how. Yeah, maybe that could be spin off to another series, just like how she spinned off from another series. It could maybe that can kind of spin off to something else. Yeah, because I do want to know what happens with that sword. But it's funny how she attacked him on being like this other sect of Mandalorians, like with their belief about like not taking the helmets off stuff. But she still believes into the thing like, oh, I have to get this sword. The only way I can get it is I have to fight him. And it's
the easy thing is like, sure, he can't just yield, but they can't just like do a little exhibition real quick and then she leaves him alive. I mean, that's basically what he just did with Moff Gideon.
Yeah.
I mean, but are we, I guess, then saying like the Mandalorian doesn't know about or believe that stuff, so he can just pick up the sword and not give a fuck, but she can't do that because she believes in,
that's the problem I have, is that it can't be you got to kill him because he didn't kill him.
Right.
So,
which means she could just kill him off Gideon and get the sword, right?
That's what I'm saying.
Because he's still the true owner of it.
Yeah, if that was the case. But if it's that you have to defeat the other guy in combat, but the guy just says, like I said, you can just tip me. Say, oh, that hurt. I yield. You got me. But it has to be true. But who knows what's true? You know, I mean, it's not. It's only those people in that room. It's only her and that girl, and it looks like she's loyal to you. If she's not, you just kill her.
Right.
But
exactly.
You can take that sword. I mean, it's not true power, like true power, like the guy said. It's a symbol, like.
Yeah.
But I want to know the story about them turning their plan back to glass, man. Like, oh no, they did a Halo. They did what the Covenant did to Reach. They turned it to glass. Oh my God. But yeah. And every time I hear that, turn to glass, I always think that it's literally glass down there, and you can just just skate on. That's what I always thought. That's what I always think. I always think that. But yeah.
I mean, I don't know, like references in the real world, like the idea is that we're setting off like nuclear bombs in predominantly like sandy areas. So like scientifically that would be right, but because you're introducing extreme heat into glass.
I didn't see a lot of sand. When I said Mandalorian and in the world Mandalore, I didn't see a lot of sand. It was like a lot of buildings. It was like cities, almost like Coruscant, somewhat, but more. I think more like a civilization kind of way, not city like. But yeah, that's interesting. I mean, I want to see what that looks like. Always, because I never see what that looks like.
Yeah,
like on even a Halo, when I think, well, see, you died before it got officially glassed, I guess. I always want to see what that looked like being glassed. So what else we got here?
Let's go to a British soccer game, Dominic. Somebody will glass you if you root for the wrong team.
Yeah.
It's when they smash the glass over your head.
You don't got to go to the Philadelphia game. Go to the Eagles game or something like that.
They usually use batteries or something, though, right? I mean,
what else? I think, what else can we say about this? But yeah, I did like Luke Skywalker coming. That was cool. I did like the little scuffle with Boba Fett and the woman Mandalorian, Sasha Banks.
Oh yeah, that was cool. Yeah, I almost forgot about that. Yeah, because she's basically like, "Oh, you're just a fucking clone," and it's like, "Whoa!"
I know. I was like you. Yeah,
everybody's so dismissive of everybody.
I was like, goodness gracious, that's so hateful. Yeah. Because he was a test tube baby. I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, that should be Twitter hate for that. Like, how they're attacking this Mandalorian is attacking test tube babies. It's like, good. It's like, oh, because you don't have a mother. It's like, that's hard. That's harmful. You hurt that man's feelings, man. It's just, but yeah. Oh, about the ending with the Boba Fett thing. That was interesting. Yeah. Because I was wondering, because you saw that guy. I guess, is that the same guy that was next to Habba, Habba the Hutt? Did I say Habba the Hutt?
Jabba the Hutt?
Jabba the Hutt.
The knockoff Jabba the Hutt. Habba the Hutt.
Yeah.
That's what this guy is. Yeah, he's the same guy, but he's clearly eating a lot more and is on his way to becoming.
That's what I said. So
does that mean Jabba was skinny at one point and he just kind of grew because he was getting grapes fed to him?
They can't be the same species. They're not the same species.
Because absolutely not.
Yeah. But
I'm just saying, was he skinny at some point and he also became?
I don't think so, because I've seen other Jabbas. I've seen other Hutts or other Hutts. I don't know what the species they're called. Giant slugs. I don't know. Monster
Space
slugs.
Worms.
Yeah. Michael Moore's. Anyway.
Good Lord. Talk about Twitter hate down. They're coming for you.
So I guess he just took the place of him, and having Boba Fett come in, like now he's going to be the king of Tatooine or wherever the hell they call it.
Yeah.
The new Hut. I don't know how.
The
That's what I'm saying. I don't know how that
yeah,
works.
I guess Hut's a like
Because yes, it's the Hut.
A title,
it's
right?
Not, it's as I'm saying. It's a title. Is it a title? Not the species, right? I don't think so.
Yeah,
but we got Wikipedia here to find these things up. What's Jabba the Hutt species? Oh, this is what tell me his pet. Oh, that pet. Like, you remember that pet?
Yes.
All right. Hut on Wikipedia. Okay. Huts were a large. No, they call them the large slug-like sentient species who are native to the planet Null Hutta. Oh, okay. So you can't be a Hut.
Yeah, because according to this, on the Return of the Jedi tape included in the 1997 Star Wars Trilogy Special Edition, Lucas detailed that the word Hut was going to be Jabba's gangster title, but was eventually changed to indicate his species.
See, I was pretty good probably the first time with the gangster title.
Are there any Hutt Jedis? That I do need to know about that, Dominic.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There's a Jabba the Hutt thing with a Jedi lightsaber. It's purple.
And how does that thing like he be jumping to? Like,
yes. Just like Yoda does. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I liked about Luke. They took the more, I guess, the what's the word? Like, they didn't go crazy with it. Like with him jumping around, like and then George Lucas it. They ain't George Lucas it with him like, oh yeah.
He wasn't acrobatic.
Spinning Jedi and stuff like that. They took a more subtle route with it. The way that I think the Jedi should be. Because I mean I ain't gonna say should be, but you look at
there could be some that are gymnasts, but you don't need all of them to be gymnasts.
Yeah, it's like
you don't need 90 million year old Yoda fucking flipping his shit around.
Yeah, because it makes things because you always ask questions like, oh, why didn't they do that? Like when an instance where something goes wrong, why didn't they jump like 50 feet like I see them do before? Or why didn't they run fast as hell? Like they supposed to run like super fast. Why didn't they do that?
It takes energy, Dominic, that they can't expel during fighting.
It takes the chi. But
there you go.
And so I was glad they took that route with him killing those robots and still be cool, still look cool that way.
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah,
and those robots were cool. They added a lot of suspense and danger.
When you talk about that Jabba the Hutt's planet is called Now Hutta. That is like Calcutta, like Calcutta. Oh man,
the creative minds behind Star Wars, Dominic, the best and brightest of our generation.
Oh, Cow Nutter. I see. What's Cow Nutter? Do I want to know what that is?
No, that's the stuff that comes out before you fully nutter.
But okay, so what we got here? I think you got anything else you want to say? Oh, God, you put that picture up there. You scared the shit out of me, Daniel. You scared the shit out of me. Jesus Christ.
Look, they're fighting Leia. And Leia's got a yellow lightsaber.
Oh, that's one of the books? Is that?
I think that's Leia. It looks like
that one of the non-canon books that happened?
I'm sure. Expanded universe.
Jedi.
Now I gotta find a picture of whatchamacallit with the lightsaber. The Misa.
Oh, a Gungan?
God. Yeah.
A Gungan, a Gungan Jedi. Misa used the Force.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. I'd say overall this season was good. Sorry, I was just Yeah.
It was a good season. Did you like it better than the first season? You have to decide, Daniel. It's life or death question.
I'm trying to think back to the first season. Like, trying to think what the high points of the first season were. Like the one where he's on the planet where they got the AT-ATs. I think this one ending, between all the fan service
doing its thing and like protecting him.
That's true. Yeah, spinning
And
around
and the little
Moff
pig guy
Gideon for the
like,
first time.
I have spoken.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it had its upsides. There was a lot of new in the first season. This season is a lot more fanfare. But I'll give them credit. Like, even having Luke show up could have been very bad.
Could've. It definitely could have.
But I'm okay with it. Like, we kind of knew that it was eventually going to happen, right? Like, this is, despite the fact that it's a new and different thing, and we've talked about how that's a good thing, it was still intrinsically tied into this series because of where it's set in the timeline.
Yeah.
And then introducing the fact that Grogu has force powers, you kind of knew he was going to have to be involved with Jedi. And there are only so many Jedi left at this point in time. So it was basically inevitable that he was going to end up meeting up with Luke Skywalker. And I think the way it was handled was done really well. So I'm all for it, Dominic. So that's all I got.
All right. So let's get into what we've been playing. So you can start off.
I can start it off. Yeah, just because, like you were saying with the Dark Materials, like, I'm still playing Control. I'm still enjoying it. I don't really have much more to say about it right now because I'm still basically doing the same thing. I haven't gotten any new power that I can remember. I've fought some new enemies. Like, now there's one where I have to throw something at them before, like, their shield will go down, and then I have to shoot them. But I did get a new power. I've got one where now I can, like, mind control enemies once I get them down to a certain health percentage or something like that. But it hasn't dramatically changed the gameplay at all. The story is still just, like, kind of so nebulous that, eventually I'll figure out what's going on. But right now it's still kind of up in the air. I am getting to the point where, like, the main plot is moving along. Like, I'm finding the person that I was going there to find. I haven't quite met up with that person yet, but that is my trajectory now. I do think it's interesting, though, that they have an aspect of, like, I guess basically like random generated content, because I'll just get these alerts that, like, these hives or whatever are opening up at some point in the building, and I can go over there and do this little challenge real quick and then bop back out. So in that aspect, it has, like, open world tendencies to it.
So that is random. Okay. Because I didn't know what was happening, like, when I saw that stuff pop up when I was playing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and they give you, like, a time limit, like, you have to go there within 5 minutes and exterminate these things or whatever. Yeah. Yeah, and it seems like they're completely optional. I'm sure you just get more bits and pieces or whatever to upgrade your character, really. I don't really spend too much time in, like, the customization stuff as far as, like, the weapons. They give you different perks for your weapons. I haven't even strayed from the main pistol. Like, you can get upgrades where, like, the recoil and shatter, which I assume are, like, now it makes it more like a shotgun. Now it makes it more like an assault rifle type thing. I've been fine just using my powers in the standard shotgun or the standard pistol. So I haven't really dumped any points into that. But yeah, I will. I'm sure at some point I'll probably get to a point where I'll need to. But just as far as, like, the skill tree, I just dumped everything into health first. So now I just have the most health I can have, and now I'm starting to dump it into, like, the throwing abilities where, like, my power, like, I do more damage when I throw things at people, and now I can throw enemies that are defeated. So I'll just, like, pick up a body and wing it at people, which I think the first time I did, it kind of freaked me out because I was like, oh shit, there's this guy flying around. Then I was like, oh, that's me just tossing his lifeless corpse at another one of these guys. But yeah, I still like that game. It's not something that I, like, think about when I'm not playing it, which is probably why I'm kind of slow rolling it right now. Like, I'll spend usually, like, 2 or 3 hours on Sunday usually playing it, but most of the time during the week I don't get back to it at all. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. So, what have you been playing this week, Dominic?
All right, so I've been playing some more Yakuza. Still going through the story with that, and I took a break from the cabaret. I think there's 5? Is there 5 championships? And I think I did 3 of them. And each time you do a championship, you pick up a new girl because that young woman, she leaves her club that you went up against to join yours.
Oh, okay.
Excuse me, one of the lead girls. And like for various reasons, the first girl I got, she left because the guy kicked her out, but we took her in. And then the second woman I got, excuse me, second woman I got, she left because she didn't like how the guy that partnered with her, the same guy, how he's just not no fun or anything. So she joined my group. So I got 2 new girls, plus one of my lead girls. Those are the girls that you can really like dress up and make them more appealing.
Oh, okay.
So it brings their stats up. You can recruit other people from doing various side quests or just putting out recruitment posters and getting them that cost money. But that's not a problem for me because I got tons of money.
From the cabaret,
anyway.
of course. You're a great businessman.
Yeah. Not obviously not from cheating. But anyway, but yeah. And doing the cabaret game, man, it's just, like I said, it's so addicting to do that. And also you have these little mini stories that pop up in between business hours, something like that, where you could talk to the girls, you take them out to eat, and then they talk about things about their life. And it's almost like you just you building up their self-esteem. Like they have a problem, you talk to them, you help them out, and you like building up their self-esteem. And then it equates to like their abilities, so for the cabaret too. And it's like nice. Like Kiro is just like a great guy. Like he's like a very noble man and things of that nature. And yeah, he like you all talking and stuff. It always seems like it's going somewhere every time. Because I remember doing this with Majima on Yakuza 0 when he was running the cabaret. And which I think he ran the same cabaret. I think he ran the same one. And the person who is like the head matron, I don't know what they call her. They don't call her bottom bitch. I don't think it's like that for this stuff.
Right.
But
the madam.
She still looks young, even though she's in her almost 40. At least she's like close to 40. And like she's like she's older than Kiro. And she's like, because I'm helping her out. She was working for Majima. Because when I looked her up, I said, oh, she used to be one of the lead ladies when I was doing the cabaret in Yakuza 0. And that took place in the 80s, so she was a lot younger. She was in her early 20s. I said, okay, that's cool how they did that. And like she's known as a legend or something, but now she's running the business, and the business is going bad, and now I'm helping her out. So, yeah, I like, because that's what I really like about it. Like, the game is nice. I like the little mini game, but I also like the stories around it that surrounds this. So it's like almost like another game within a game. Like they do a really good job with that. What else have I done? I think nothing else really. I think I've just gone through some of the main story. Things are really building up. Tensions are building up. I think I'm fighting this one group, and now I'm going after another. Right now, yeah, game's fun as hell. Like Yakuza is such a fun game. It's just crazy how that game is, but I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the series. I really enjoy it, and I'm glad that all the other ones are coming to Game Pass. Also, I've been playing some Gears 5 with my friends because first of all, I didn't know. I was just talking to my friends. We were talking about like, hey, let's just try out Gears 5 Horde Mode. We haven't played that in a while. He wanted to play Escape because he's never beaten an Escape. The Escape is where it's that mode where you have to. You're timed, and you have to get out this
bomb,
section,
and then you have to get out of the.
Yeah, you have to leave out the whatever you at, like some other building. Yeah. Well, in this one, it's because it's a different map than what I originally played when I first played this game. It's a new map. I guess it's a new map for each season. So we're in some type of facility, and we set the bomb and we're leaving out, and it's like random generated maps, so you don't know what's the right way to go. So you might come to dead ends. But they might have some guns, and you have limited ammo and everything. So we played that, and I played with my other friend had joined, so we played that with him. So it's all three of us. You only can be three people at a time, so it was three of us. And the thing is, the first time we played, I got to the end first because things started getting hectic. We all split up because we all
and you
just
running.
ditched
everybody. I get it.
Yeah. I mean, we were just trying to get away because we were going to die because this thing kept hitting us. So we split up. But luckily, I went the right way to near the end. So, because I fought some enemies, but then I was like, oh, I found it. And then I hit the button. I said, can I get here? The door's shutting. Yes, you got to get here in time. and then they try to run. And then I was like, they say, oh, you just going to leave us? I said, hey, man, I just ran. I said, I just happened to run the right way. And I said, you should have followed me. and then I was getting hurt, though, because some enemies would come in. I was like, oh, no. I said, every man for himself. And then I was like, oh, no, help me. Help me out. And they said, I'll forget you. But I survived because I put my special. My special was to drop ammo because I need some ammo, and luckily I got some more ammo, and I killed those guys. And then they were right there, and the door shut on them, and I was the only one who escaped.
Shit.
I was the only one who escaped with my dizzy skin. I was like, yeah, get it done, MAGA country, baby. And then I was just, So next time we played, we all stuck together and we got to the end to win it. But it's an all right mode. I don't really like it. My friend, I don't know, maybe he's trying to get an achievement or something. He's all into that, and I told him, oh, whatever. You ain't going to catch up too bad, Kermit. That man's so ahead of us. It's like, just fuck him. But anyway, so then that's when I realized, because when I started, there was an update because we were going to play that new DLC that released, the single player, not single player, campaign DLC, I should say, that is based on the people who do the escape from the Hive, right. And it's called Hive Buster. These are based on the characters who do that, and how basically like their first mission together, and how they got to the point where they got to make that bomb. So we were going. It was because I didn't even know there was a single player DLC. I didn't see this in the news yet, and I was like, "Oh shit!" So did this come up with season 5? I don't remember seeing this when I turned the game on season 5. But then we had to do an update on that, so we couldn't play it yet. So we just played. That's why we played Escape, and then we played some Horde too, because we're waiting for my friend for his to install. So we played some Horde, and I don't know what map we started off doing Horde. Frenzy, I think you only go up to 12 waves, and it's kind of different than regular Horde. Like, you don't have a boss after 10. You have bosses probably in between because you're only doing 12 waves. Because I didn't even know that. We didn't know that because I was saying, what's the difference between the Horde modes? So we just picked one. And so, like, my friend was like, oh, they do bosses at levels, like, wave 6 now? And I was like, I don't know. I didn't remember that happening. And then we realized when we finished, it was over. It was like, oh, you only do 12 waves in, I guess, Frenzy. So then we did another Horde mode where we did it private. And like Horde now, you have AI. You can have AI to replace the people who don't play. So that's good. And so it's 3 of us, and we put it on Blood Drive, the old map from 2. And it would bring some memories out. It's really detailed, though. Like, still compared to 2, it's so much detail.
Nice.
And it looks good. But then we got to wave 10. We had fight a boss. We saw a swarm Mac. Because it was like, holy shit, how'd that big thing get in here? And we were fighting it. But then it glitched on us. It kicked us out for whatever reason. I don't know. We all got kicked out.
Oh, no.
And we were tired, so we ended it that night. It wasn't until the next day that we played the campaign DLC. And so far, it's all right. It's pretty fun. I really hate those swarms that be flying in the sky because they are like these slug-like things that just always flying in. They're annoying as shit. But my friend, he was playing on beginner, so he could survive because we was wondering, like, well, I mean, my main foot keep dying. But then I realized when I went to the menu to start again, because some glitch happened. I saw like, oh, you're playing on beginner, no wonder you ain't dying like that. and he was getting up on by himself, because when you put on beginner, you keep pressing A, you can get up by yourself without somebody coming to revive you. And so we let him be a beginner, so he say, you got to pick us up when we get down. Yeah, the story is all right, but I wasn't really paying attention as closely as I probably wanted to, because I'm talking to them, talking about other things of that nature. But I can tell you this, the voice acting is mediocre. I'll say that maybe the main characters are okay. They're okay. But the character who plays Cole's daughter, because she's not a character you can play as. She's like almost like an Anya kind of thing. She I sound like I heard her voice before, but she's not really good at emotions. Like, it sounds very bland when she talks. And like a part, like she was on like a chain gun, like trying to shoot something down. She said something. It sounds so like, oh, it's like, you can't sound like a little better than that. Like, she sounds very bland. Like, I don't know. Maybe they didn't want to do too many takes, or maybe.
Which is especially funny for, Cole's daughter, who's, this amplified character.
Well, she's not that kind of person. Like, I mean, I understand. She said, like, I don't want to talk about Thrash Ball. That's what she said. Something. And she's really nerdy. But thing is, she's still, it's just not, it just comes, like, certain situation, I hear the way she talks, it doesn't come off right. And I'm like, this could have been better. I don't know what, I guess maybe they didn't want to do too many takes, or maybe that was the best they can do. I don't know. I mean, I felt like I heard her voice before. I felt like she could have been better than that. Yeah, I was a little disappointed with that. But other than that, the gameplay, I mean, it's Gears. It's the same. Except for your abilities are different. Like, each person has a special ability. Like, the character I had was... No, my fault. I'm sorry. The guy who I played in... The reason why I survived the first thing in an escape wasn't because I didn't have that character that dropped ammo. I had the character that had dropped a shield. That's what it was. He dropped this. I dropped a shield. Like, you could drop a shield and it protects you. It protects you from the ability I had, because I had Dizzy, and you can pick your own ability for him. He drops a shield and protects you from enemies. That's why I survived. I was wondering, like, wait a minute, I don't remember having a ton of ammo, though. I said, okay, all right, yeah. Now, the character I played in the campaign was a guy who drops ammo. That's what it was, yeah. He's the black guy with that, what's that mustache called, where it's like going all the way around, connected to your hair, and it's just a mustache, though. Not handlebar, it's called something else. That my friends told me. Which I say to this.
It's not a Fu Manchu, is it?
Yes. I don't see a lot of black people have that. So that's why I know a white person made that character. Because I think he was going to be a white dude, and they was like, yeah, let's make him black. And they kept that same...
Sprinkle in some diversity.
Yeah, they was being diverse, but they should have been diverse and giving him a real hairdo. Or something. A hairdo that a black man would have. It's like, God, no black man wears that. I mean, I ain't going to say no, but it's rare. It's very rare.
Yeah.
So I was like, man, what the hell you got this shit on? But I was him. He drops ammo. I forgot what the girl does. I think she has like an electric knife. So when she knifes, she shocks him. And then you have my other friend was the Irish dude, and he drops a shield. So yeah, that's the difference between the normal campaign and this one. And I think this is pretty short. I think we're close to the end. It is short, but it's not like so short like, oh, it's like too short. I think it's long enough. Yeah. I think it's definitely long enough. It was some good action scenes. You know, you had one where we're going down a river of lava on this big metal door or whatever, and shooting things. Okay. Yeah, it's pretty good. Oh yeah, and Hoffman is in here. He's the one who's got you on this mission. He's the one who's like leading the mission off.
Oh, Dustin Hoffman's in there. That's cool.
Yeah, Dustin Hall. Okay, yeah. Colonel Hoffman. He's in a wheelchair because he's old. But
okay.
Yeah. So I think this is probably a nice addition to the game. I'm glad they did it. They did a single player campaign. Because I don't think they did one for
that's cool.
4. I don't think they did one for 4.
I don't recall anything.
Yeah. Now I know 3 they did. Yeah, because they had it. And I know. Well, technically, Judgment didn't have it, but it did. I think it just came with it. Maybe they were. I was thinking they thought about putting that second part of Judgment to make that a DLC, but then they said, "No, I'm just gonna put it in the main game. I'm just gonna leave it in the original game." So, because we know how he sucks, we don't want to suck too much. All right.
No quality here. Let's give some quantity.
Yeah, exactly. All right. So I guess that is it. So I guess we'll take a quick break. And when we get back, we get to the flashback segment. And we're back. And then we're flashbacking to 2010. So I didn't do the flashback segment last week. And because of that very long podcast. So we're going to get down to it for the last 2 weeks, which isn't much. I mean, most of these games are from the previous week, not this week, because it's the end of the year. You don't really get a lot of games to really talk about. Most of the games I saw were phone games. So I was like, this ain't worth talking about. So here we go. We got the only game for 2010. I only had one game for 2010. The only game I got is Super Mario All-Stars Limited Edition. Came out on the Wii.
Okay.
This was the one with all those Mario games because it was... maybe it was like an anniversary then. What anniversary is it now?
I guess it's 35 now, right? So it'd be 25?
35 now? 25, yeah. So I guess it's 25th anniversary then. So that's what that. And hey, which one's better? The one we got now or the one that we got?
The one from back in the day, Dominic. Unfortunately.
What, Super Nintendo?
Yeah. I mean, those games are just classic. And especially like the Super Nintendo one just holds up regardless. Like, going back to 64 is an amazing game, but like without giving us modern features, it's a little rough. And the same with like whatchamacallit, Galaxy not having camera control still, and I mean, Sunshine
this
just being
was,
Sunshine.
right? The Wii was basically that one, right? It was Super Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels, Super Mario Brothers 2, Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, that's what I meant by when you said Super Nintendo. Yeah, the Super Nintendo games. So this one.
Okay. All right. Yeah. And though they don't have Super Mario World.
What?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I take it back. This is trash.
We're Super Mario World. You understand? I understand why I wasn't up there on the Super Nintendo one, because the Super Nintendo is on Super Nintendo. But the Wii one, it should be a new one. They just basically re-released.
I feel like they did something stupid. I think people were complaining about that, and something came like, "Oh, you can get it on the WiiWare or whatever." Forget what it was.
Yeah,
it was
that's
something
crazy because that's what it says on the front of the cover right here. Yeah, that is. Yeah, well, this is a disappointment in a different way. This is a disappointment in that they didn't include all the games they probably should have concluded on that damn thing. Honestly, that year, 25 years ago, I said 25 years ago, 10 years ago, for the 25th anniversary, it should have been all those games, plus Super Mario World, plus Super Mario World 2, and at least that. At least that. I'm trying to think, what the 16-bit one should have been. Is there any other ones? Oh, I was about to think. You probably could do the Game Boy games too.
Land.
But I'm like, especially if you play full price now, it was a Reselect game, which it went down to what, $20 the Reselect. But when it initially came out, I don't know how much that cost. How much that thing cost? Well, yeah,
it was $49.99.
They should have all those games up there and the Game Boy games. Yeah, that's bull. I mean, because you're just releasing the Super Nintendo. Yeah, because that's what it shows on the back of the box too. They show the Super Nintendo kart game. They say Super Mario All-Stars is back. The Super Nintendo Entertainment System Classic is now on the Wii system. No! You released that plus other games. That's not how that works.
And if that's the case, if it wasn't included in that, we should have got Super Mario World included in this latest
You know what? That's
collection,
true.
even though it's part of the online.
Exactly.
That way I don't have to subscribe to the online.
I mean, yeah. Nintendo, man, y'all something, man. You're Nintendo. You're Nintendo being Nintendo. But yeah, that was released. Okay, so now we're going back 20 years to the year 2000. And here are the games that came out. We had Razor Freestyle Scooter for the PlayStation. Yeah, Extreme Scooter, people. That's what I'm talking about. All the extreme sports. And this is before the electric scooter. So what else we got here? Do you remember electric scooter was big? You remember that? Remember that, Dan?
Yes.
That was
and they
awesome.
all caught fire. No, they didn't catch fire.
They did? I was about to say, I don't remember that.
No, that was those were the hoverboards that caught fire.
It was a hoverboards?
Yeah, those things that you stand on and they have the two wheels.
I know what they are. I was just saying. What about the Segways? People, only security guards using Segways, right?
Exactly. Yeah. And maybe tourists.
Yeah. Tourists should not be driving a Segway. You shouldn't drive anything with wheels someplace you don't know, man. Especially because you're just gonna be just getting people's way.
No, it's like a guided tour. It's like I'm on my Segway and I'm leading you around Montpelier.
Oh, you're talking about okay. I see what you say. Okay.
Yeah, guided tours, not just random people in New York running over people on the sidewalk.
It's like, which way I go? All right. What else we got here? We got Star Wars Episode 1, Obi-Wan's Adventures on the Game Boy Color. You ever played this?
I don't know. What does the cover look like?
This is what the Disney new Obi-Wan should be based off on. It should be based off this video game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it should be easy. Just use the script in the Game Boy Color game, and you know what? Just have it go.
I do remember the story being amazing.
Darth Maul is going to be Obi-Wan, right?
You would hope so? Maybe? Okay. I don't know. It seems like they're going pretty hard on the Darth Vader aspect since they got Hayden Christensen back.
So, we also got your favorite wrestling game, WCW Backstage Assault for the N64 came out. So, you played this?
The violence, Dominic. No. I do want to say my buddy rented it one time.
I didn't trust it to buy it.
That up.
I mean, come on, it's WCW.
Because I feel like I remember him having it and me being like, "Can we play No Mercy?" And he's like, "No, let's play this." And I'm like, "But No Mercy." Yeah, I feel like I played it a little bit, but yeah, just from seeing and reading about it, I've heard extremely.
You heard what? The great things?
Bad things.
Oh, okay.
Extremely bad things. The worst things.
All right, what else we got here? We got, Woody Woodpecker Racing on a Game Boy Color, man. It is kicking Mario's butt.
That I might have played, you know.
Now, you know what? There wasn't a Mario Kart game on Game Boy Color, right?
No, I don't think so.
They re-release the Super Nintendo thing on the Game Boy. You couldn't do mode 7 on there, right? What was it called?
No, not on the Game Boy Color. No.
So this could be the best racing game out there on the Game Boy Color.
Yeah, I feel like the Game Boy Advance was the first time they brought Mario Kart Mobile. I remember that being a big thing.
Yeah.
That was a good game.
It was. But I think Woody Woodpecker would have ran what I'm trying to say, run his money?
Chill Penguin. Give him a run.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right. You also got Disney's Donald Duck Gone Crackers came on N64. It also came on PlayStation and Dreamcast. So there you go. Probably one of the best Donald Duck games out there.
One of the only Donald Duck games.
I'm sure
does Malibu Mallard count? So that he was technically Donald Duck or not? I never understood that.
Vindy Games Inc. All right, Vindy completes its merger with Universal, and the company changes its name to Vindy Universal Interactive Publishing. The main U.S. offices were moved to Torrance, California. we're from Torrance, California to Culver City, California. Howard Hughes' center. Okay. Howard Hughes. I seen that movie, The Aviator.
Far away or not very far away? I don't know.
That was Howard Hughes in The Aviator, right? That I remember. Yeah. Okay. That's what I knew who he was. I never knew who he was before that. I just remember him for a history question, and that's it. But yeah, Vivendi, man. So what are they doing? What is Vivendi doing now?
Not making video games?
Yeah, they couldn't take over Ubisoft. Ubisoft is Ubisoft, but I know you like to say Ubisoft, so I'll say it Ubi.
Oh yeah, I love to say Ubisoft. Yep. You got me, Dominic. You got me.
All right.
I feel like they're probably like secretly owning half of the products in the world. Like they probably own Coca-Cola or something that we don't know about.
All right. So what else we got here? We got another Star Wars game. Star Wars Episode 1 Battle for Naboo for the N64 came out. You said you might have played this game?
Yeah, I think that might be another one that a buddy of mine rented and we played a little bit of. If there was multiplayer, like top and bottom screen multiplayer, then I feel like I definitely played that one. Because it was very, I mean, we were all excited at the time, Dominic, for Episode 1.
Oh, yeah, definitely. So. Definitely, man. Episode 1, I mean...
Saw that fucking cool-ass starship, and I was like, oh, yeah, I got to play that.
8th grade when that movie came out. I mean, this is Star Wars. I only watched Star Wars on videotapes. So, except for that one when George Lucas brought it back, where they had the extra scenes in there, you know. And I'm still a young lad. I didn't really have a critique mind, you know, and I have a critic's mind yet. So I enjoyed it. It wasn't until Episode 2 is when I was like, something ain't right.
Didn't have a developed palate.
Yeah, I was like, it's Episode 2, this don't feel right. Something don't feel right. I was like, I thought something was wrong with me for not really liking it until I started really reading reviews. Because I didn't really read reviews of shit. I was what people say. And the boy who was a big Star Wars fan told me, oh, that movie was awesome. So I said, oh, well, let's go see it, foot. And we did not like it. I mean, I came out thinking, I think I'm supposed to like this, but something does not feel right. I think that boy lied to me, or he's just such a huge Star Wars fan that he just likes anything Star Wars. I wonder how he is now. As like now being adult, does he like these new movies? I wonder if he's like still a huge fan, or he hates them because of social justice, or he's like one of them people.
Exactly,
because he was white, so he was.
Okay,
he could be that.
So there's potential there.
Exactly. All right.
Ladies are taking away my Star Wars.
There's too many minorities in here. All right. All right. So what else we got here? We got, another Disney game. I skipped over this one. We got, actually, technically Star Wars is, Donald Duck is Disney. So yeah, another Disney's game.
Every game you're talking about.
Yeah, except for Star Wars. Yeah.
Woody Woodpecker, Disney
Star
game.
Wars, is it Disney? Wasn't Disney yet. It was still Lucas. It was still under Lucas thumb. Yeah. All right. So you got Walt Disney's The Jungle Book Rhythm and Groove on the PlayStation. I remember seeing this in magazines. I have no idea. Yeah,
a rhythm game?
Yep.
Like a
say doobie doo ba doo ba doo, but I will be like you. All right. In Bare Necessities.
Still the best remake.
And we are Chinese, if we please. Oh no, Siamese. That is either Aristocats or Lady and the Tramp. I don't know which one.
The Rescuers. Okay, Lady and the Tramp. Oh yeah, it might be Lady and the Tramp.
And that is I'm sorry. I got it mixed up.
I wonder if they do that in the new Lady and the Tramp.
Oh hell no! My friend said they don't. He said they don't, and it ruined it for him. It ruined it for him. So I was joking. No, it did. Oh,
I'm sure. Oh man.
But yeah, like that and Dumbo. Did Dumbo have those crows? Were they supposed to be racist too?
Yeah, probably.
All right. So what else we got here? We got NCAA Final Four 2001 came on PlayStation 2, and also football, which was called NFC Game Breaker, I believe. So,
okay,
those was the NCAA like football and basketball, and they both came out. They came out around the same time, and these are the 989 Studios games. So that's the Sony game published games. They weren't that good. I remember them not being that good. I know that on the PlayStation 2. And this is like the beginning and the end of 989. Really. Like they were going down, and baseball was the only thing they were left with, which they changed to, what is it called? San Diego something?
Oh yeah, San Diego's Santa Monica.
I know they're in San Diego because they always use the Padres as the help for making the game. Is San Diego something? I see it every time, but now it's just blur. All right. What else we got here? Also, 25 years ago, in 1995, Primal Rage was released on the PlayStation. The PlayStation version was released. So I think this one had problems, though. I think there was some problems with this one compared to the other games. I don't want to say it's worse than the previous, like Super Nintendo or the Sega Genesis one, but there were some issues with sound and things of that nature that made it
weird.
like people say it was a little worse. But this is.
Wonder if people would have complained about like load times.
Yeah, probably,
for that too.
Definitely. So I know Primal Rage. I did play that on Sega Genesis. I totally forgot about this game, like this fighting game. I keep thinking about Bloody War, and then I was like, oh, Primal Rage.
Yeah. Bloody Roar. I want a new Bloody Roar, Dominic.
Oh, Bloody War. I mean, it had its moment. It had its moment, man. It had what I know of 3 games. Was there a 4th one?
But furries are back, Dominic. Furries
exactly.
are a big
Oh
thing
my
now.
God.
We could totally make this a
Exactly.
franchise.
I can see all
just
those
hit.
Bloody War like fan content they'll make for that. Oh man, that would be so beautiful.
Exactly. So much Rule 34.
But yeah,
content.
but Primal Rage was a fighting game where you played as these giant beasts. Like you're actually like big giants. You see people. Like you're fighting up another monster. It's a fighting game, but you can also pick up people. I think they give you health if you eat them. Is that what they did? Or I thought that's what they did. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
And
yeah.
So you can do that. That's the one strategy of it. But it was just something as a kid, I'm just looking at like, yeah, big monsters and you fight other monsters and things of that nature.
Yeah. It's basically Mortal Kombat with dinosaurs.
Yeah, so it's like versions of King
stuff.
Kong and probably like a Godzilla, but without being Godzilla or King Kong or all those other names of those monsters because they had the license. And it was an arcade too. It was an arcade game. I wouldn't say it was really, really popular. I know they had Primal Rage 2, but I think it pretty much stopped at that. All right. So, actually, you know what? I know they had... Did that officially come out, Primal Rage 2? I'm not even sure. I saw it, but I
want to say, isn't that the one that got canceled and maybe got leaked out at some point?
Primal Rage 2 is now available to the public, at least those willing to make a pilgrimage to the Galloping Ghost Arcade in Brookfield, Illinois. Oh, okay. So it never got officially released to the public. Yeah, so basically it died at 1 then. Poor Primal Rage.
Which seems crazy because like violence plus dinosaurs, like come on, people.
Yeah,
not to
it was
like.
made by Midway Games. It was Midway Games who did this. The same like people who were behind Mortal Kombat, but I don't know if it was made by. Was it made by Mortal Kombat guys though, or just somebody else, just under the same publisher?
Probably the same publisher. I don't think like Ed Boon was working on it.
Yeah, it says Acclaim Studios London. Yeah, it says Midway Games West and Acclaim Studios London. Yeah, but it still had that thing like like you said, Mortal Kombat, because it had fatalities. Like you got this monster like putting somebody on fire, just like Scorpio putting somebody on fire, like for a fatality. There was a Primal Rage official trailer number 2. What the hell is this? Oh, this is like a fake trailer? Or was this like a horror movie game overseas or something being done? All right. So that's it for the flashback segment. We don't really have much. You know what? I'm going to wait till... How many more weeks we got this month, man? We got what?
1.5?
Yeah. So maybe next week then?
And next week's the last week will be like the podcast after that will be in 2021.
Because I was trying to think doing like Blast from the Past, like top 10s from 10 years ago and 25. Maybe next week, because if it's slow news, I'll definitely do that.
Okay.
If it's slow news, yeah. I'll do that next week. Like, of the top 10s of 10 years ago and the top 10s from 20 years ago that people said.
Tomb Raider,
like I did
Angel
last
of
year.
Darkness.
And you know what? I'm thinking for us personally, since we didn't play not nearly enough games that came out this year. I only played like 2 of them.
Yeah.
Well, technically 3 of them.
That's 2 more than I played.
And because Kakarot, I did play some of Kakarot. We should just do a shitty Game of the Year awards. Like games we think should be Game of the Year.
Okay.
That we think we would be our Game of the Year this year.
Had I played this, it would have been my Game of the Year. I
Game
like
of,
it.
Yep, your top 5. Just say this is what the shitty Game of the Year's awards. If I played this, I think this would be my top 5 games. And there you go. And I'm looking at Marvel's Avengers. I think that would be probably number 1 right now for me.
Yeah.
But actually, I've actually played it. So
I was going to say, you played some of that, though. That disqualify it, or does that just mean, that's not true?
You know what? That's what I'm thinking. Should I even qualify Doom then? No, I mean, I'll keep Doom around, because I'll even put Doom on that list just in case, like, something I think
we can
would be better.
Games that we played, but yeah.
Because maybe I think this game is better, would be better than Doom. I just didn't play it. All right. So yeah, we'll do that. That will be for next year, though. Like sometime in January, where you really should do Game of the Year.
Hey, some people are doing it now in January because of COVID.
Yeah, exactly. But some people are doing that. They were doing that before. I remember, I forgot what it was, because I was saying, like, hey, they got the Game of the Years out in January. So yeah,
at the right time.
Be. Yeah, exactly. Not the Jeff Keighley Awards where they try to just put it in. We gotta do it. You have to do it in December.
Hey, come on! But Jeff Keighley at least has like a hard line of when things get cut off. You gotta give him credit.
Yeah,
for
he
that.
does. But you know what? But that
screws
hurt
over
Star
games
Wars.
Like Star Wars. Yeah, it did.
That hurt Star Wars. That hurt it.
You hurt my Star Wars.
All right. So I guess we'll take a quick break when we get back and get to the gaming news. And we're back. Now let's get to the gaming news. What we got, Dan?
All right, Dominic, we got some cool news, especially for a topic we've been talking about these past couple of weeks specifically. Hades has finally gotten his update on the Nintendo Switch to allow for cross-save compatibility between it and the PC version. Something that we've been talking about a lot lately. Like, let's get this going here. Come on. Especially for something like Hades, where it sounds like there's a pretty good version of that game on the Switch. It sounds like there's maybe some little hitches, but for the most part, it runs pretty solidly. And that's a game that, like, maybe I want to play on my PC or whatever on a bigger screen, but at the same time, I could just lay back in bed and play a quick run before I go to sleep or something like that.
You're allowed to do that? You're allowed to play games in your bed?
No.
Oh, okay.
Not allowed to do anything. No screens in the bedroom. But in an ideal world where buttons are not so clicky, then, I could do that. Yeah. But yeah, that's cool.
All right.
Good to see somebody doing that.
Yeah. I mean, we want more games. Like, I'm always happy to see games do cross saves or cross play. Either way.
Yeah.
Cross saves definitely, because especially a game like this, I mean, all games. I just wish that was a thing. Like, just in case I just want to play on this other platform, I could just bring the save right fucking over to this platform right here. For whatever reason, people have multiple reasons. I hate when I always see, like, on the internet, people saying like on certain things, like, why? Look, it's not X, Y, it's why not?
Yeah.
Why
like,
not?
Maybe
really?
you aren't going to use it, but maybe there are 50 million other people that will.
Yeah.
Why you got to take it away from people that want it? Speaking of,
especially if it doesn't hurt you.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt the end product or anything. It's totally fine. Just give us more options. Just have more options for us to just play our games anywhere we want.
For consumers, Dominic. For consumers.
Exactly. All right. So what else we got, man?
All right, Dominic. In some other news, we talked, I don't remember if it was last week or 2 weeks ago now, that Codemasters was getting eyed by 2K to be acquired. It sounds like in the last couple of days before that was finalized, EA swooped in and decided, nuh-uh, not in my house.
They swiped them like
they
Sniper.
grabbed them.
Like,
yeah.
like the fox. sniper, no swipe. Oh,
Exactly.
is it swiper?
That sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's swiper.
EA, no
Swiper, no
swiping.
swiping. Yeah, swiper, no swiping. Oh, he swiped.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean
we got him.
that means the F1 license is now in EA's hands, which means I'm sure it will be put to good use.
Well, I guess they say. Well, yeah. Hopefully it will be. I mean, if it's the same people working on those games,
Yeah.
you know what? Get them to work on Need for Speed or something, and then make that shit good again.
So that's the thing, right? Is like I was thinking about this, and I've seen that take a lot from people. Is like, hey, we've got a driving franchise that maybe isn't in the best of shape, and you guys are really good at driving games.
Cancel it.
Or what?
Or cancel it and just let Codemasters games just take over.
Just make dirt. Sorry. Yeah,
but see, Codemasters don't really do street racing like that, right? Yeah.
But that's the thing is like they already did this once. They got the guys from Burnout and they were like, hey, we can have you guys make a Need for Speed game. And that didn't really work out that great. So I feel like it's more like EA not knowing how to handle this than the people who make really good versions of these games not being able to make good versions of these games anymore, you know?
Yeah, you know, it probably is. But maybe they'd be better this time. Maybe history won't repeat itself like it always does. Maybe this time it won't do it.
This will be the one exception. Yeah. No, I mean I wish the best for everyone at Codemasters, and hopefully EA doesn't destroy them like they've destroyed countless companies before them.
Exactly, because Codemasters, they've been around, man. But these games that did that really appeal to me because I'm mostly into the arcade type of racers. But man, they've been around for a while, so they have an audience, and it's kept them going. So I say good for them. Like good that they can last this long, and now big publisher got them. I mean, I hope it does work out for them. Either way, between both companies, like I don't know Codemaster games, so I haven't played them recently. So I don't know how is microtransactions in those games compared to other racing games. I wonder.
Yeah, me too. You don't really hear about it too much, which is a positive sign. I feel like in most cases, right?
Yeah, but these two companies are known for that we're going after them. 2K and EA.
Yeah.
So I just wonder, like, for future Codemaster games where there'd be like, hey, get this skin or get this like Star Wars dirt racing game, like racer, the pod racer dirt. And,
hey, there you go. Mandalorian racer, Dominic.
Yeah.
Got the right aesthetic for dirt
games. Okay, Codemasters did dirt. What was the other one they did?
What else? Besides F1, what else did they do? Let's say Dirt Rally, that's still a dirt game. F1. Codemasters Racing Ahead, Dominic. It's almost like all they do is racing games. They did they did Fast and the Furious Crossroads. But Grid is probably the other one you're thinking of. And Project Cars. Grid. They also picked up that developer, I remember. I was talking about.
Oh, so now Project Cars is part of EA then by that because of that.
Yeah. They also did Onrush, which did not go very well for them.
Oh yeah, Onrush. I remember that. Yeah, because I played it. I played it, and it didn't seem all that great. But Grid, yes, Grid. Because they had Grid too. That will probably I wonder, like, because that's probably the most street racing game they got.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what they go. No, that's what they got Codemasters for, to do the next pod racing game.
Hey, if it makes a good game, I'm all for it.
Yeah,
just take Onrush and make it a.
But it's gonna be hardcore though. You gotta really mess with those jets and your braking and the fuel intake in each of those turbine things that's on those pod racers. You gotta really match each one. So, oh no, this is. The left turbine, man, is spinning too fast. Faster than the right one. I gotta
you
fix
use
that.
each stick to manage the acceleration of each turbine, and then you use the triggers to actually navigate left and right. You know what? This might actually work, Dominic.
If you got more than two, though, there's ones with two, or like those weird ones and shit those aliens be having. I don't know how the hell they implement that.
We gotta ban those, Dominic. We gotta ban them.
All right. So what else? What other news we got?
All right, Dominic. So we got this story. This one kind of looks bad for GOG, which is not good because right now their parent company, CD Projekt Red, is in a little bit of trouble with Cyberpunk, as we'll talk about later.
This shit just hitting the fan, huh?
Pretty much.
All over the place.
It's just, when it rains, it pours, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's this game Devotion. It's
diarrhea. It's diarrhea.
Yeah. It's a horror game made out of Taiwan by a developer called Red Lantern, and they had been removed from Steam a little bit ago because someone found in something that wasn't somewhere it wasn't supposed to be seen, basically, kind of like when that stuff with what is that Duke Nukem-esque game, Iron Maiden, that one came out, and there was all the it's kind of like that where
what was that? Was it Nazi? Was it Nazi stuff, or what was it in there?
Yeah, I think it was Nazi stuff. Yeah,
or something very, I don't know, some kind of group thing.
Yeah. But in this case, what it ended up being is there's kind of a meme going around that Xi Jinping of China kind of looks like Winnie the Pooh. And apparently he does not like that at all. The game got removed from Steam. They announced, hey, we're going to be able to come to GOG because, GOG's a more kind of open, free type thing. It's kind of the way it's always been built. And later that day, after the same day that this announcement happened, GOG was like, oh, we heard from a lot of gamers that we will not be listing this game on our store. And their business license even got pulled from China at the time of it being removed from Steam. So it sounds like did gamers tell them, Dominic, to not have this game on their platform, or was it the Chinese government telling them, hey, if you want to operate in our borders, then maybe you don't put this on there? Because
so you think they're lying that the gamers didn't do that?
I mean, there could be two things, right? It could be Chinese gamers who were telling them this, who are fans.
Because why would the American? Yeah, why would American gamers care?
Yeah, exactly. We think it's funny that Xi Jinping looks like
exactly
like Winnie the Pooh. Because he does. He looks. Oh shit! Now I'm. Sorry, Dominic. I just got our podcast canceled in China.
Oh shit! Yeah, that was our biggest market.
And that was our biggest market already. I just imagine people sitting there grinding WoW if they still do that, with headphones on, listening to us bullshit about stupid American things. That'd be amazing. These guys are hilarious.
It could be underhanded. It could be not that, not underhanded, but them kind of stretching the truth a bit.
Yeah.
That it's so many gamers. It's probably a few gamers, and then China says something.
Are you trying to say that Xi Jinping is not a gamer, Dominic? He plays all the mobile games.
Okay, all the mobile. Yeah, exactly.
But it's not a good look for a company that is billed themselves as we're the ones for the little guy, right? That's kind of been GOG's whole thing is.
But the little guy, they told us the little guy, they like Xi Jinping.
Apparently, yeah. They got lots of letters, Dominic, I'm sure. Yeah, so that's a shame. We'll see if that goes anywhere further, but right now it sounds like that game's not going to be available through, Steam and GOG, so maybe they can independently publish, I guess.
Is this a good game? Is people saying it's a good game?
I've heard some pretty decent things about this game. I've heard it's pretty all right.
That's really unfortunate then.
Yeah.
I mean, I shouldn't say.
I mean, even trash games deserve to be released, Dominic.
Yeah, I know, exactly. We got a lot of trash games that's out here. so yeah, because it's I'll be a holder. So just because it's a game I probably won't like, and maybe it is a game I don't like, but still, just to be if this is the reason, this is not a good reason to not be available to me,
right? Absolutely.
This is not a really good. Yeah, I don't think this is a good reason. This is just making fun of their president. So
Yeah.
I mean, just like something came out making fun of our president. It's just like, if you don't like it, you don't have to buy it, but it shouldn't be like it can't be sold.
Yeah. And I said Red Lantern. It's Red Candle Games. I'm sorry. I had mistyped that when I wrote that in there. So yeah,
okay.
Red Candle
Red
Games.
Candle. Okay.
Red Candle Games, maker of Devotion. So yeah.
Hey, Red Candle, is there a meaning behind that? I mean, I'm guessing it has to be, but I mean, it always is a meaning. But I wondered, like, is that like a cultural thing, or what is that?
You know what? I don't know, and it does not say on their wiki page here, so I'm not sure. I have to look into that.
All right, so what else we got here?
All right, Dominic. So we also had some news out of Nintendo. Most of the news was they had an Indie World Direct this week showing off a ton of games. But also they added a couple more games to the Switch Online. Most notably, and pretty much the only one I recognized, was Donkey Kong Country 3. So now the entire Donkey Kong Country collection is now out on the Switch.
Beautiful.
So that's exciting.
Beautiful.
So, like I said, I got that now, so I should probably turn on my Switch at some point, because it's been a while now since I've done that, Dominic.
Yeah.
The other 4 games are the Ignition Factor for the Super Nintendo, Nightshade, Hey Punk, Are You Tough Enough? And Super
you gotta tell me what
Dallas.
these games are. What is these
I
games?
don't know, Dominic. I don't know what any of these games are.
And these are the Super Nintendo past games?
Yeah. I don't know what any of these things are. Like, even looking at the covers, I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen this even in a freaking...
Were these like Japanese-only games?
I don't know. Like, maybe Super Valis 4 I've heard of in passing at some point.
You just seen Super.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Nightshade sounds familiar, but there's so many games that have the words night and shade in them. Like, that doesn't really...
Oh, yeah. I was thinking about Night Date.
What's Night Date?
And I don't think... I have no idea.
Okay.
I have no idea.
Night Trap, maybe?
Yeah. I mean, no, I wasn't even thinking about that.
No.
I was thinking about Night Date for some reason. I don't know why. I was like, what the hell? It's got to be a game called Night Date, though.
That's when people go
like
out
one of those,
on dates, Dominic, at the night.
Those motion comic-looking anime games or something, and you go on dates at night.
Quite possible.
Which most people do, I guess. So.
Sometimes, depends on your work schedule.
I mean, I know. I'm just saying that it's date night. Come on.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
absolutely quality.
Maybe that's what it was. I got dyslexia. I was thinking about date night, but I said night date, and there you go.
All right, Dominic. So the Indie World Direct had, like I said, a whole bunch of games they showed off. They opened it up with kind of the banger for me, which was Spelunky 2 is coming to the Nintendo Switch.
Yes, I know you were happy.
As well as Spelunky 1 is also coming finally.
God damn, the summer. Jesus. I thought it was like sometime soon.
I had initially just saw 2021 and I was like, okay, hopefully they're just going to surprise us and be like, oh yeah, second week of January or something is coming out. But yeah, they said summer of 2021. So hopefully I'll have played more of Spelunky 2 by the time this game actually comes out. And even better, it'd be nice if they had some cross-save compatibility, but not that I guess it doesn't really matter that much. I mean, there are characters to unlock usually, like skins in Spelunky, but I mean, otherwise you're starting the game over every time anyway, so I don't know why that would really matter. So yeah, that was just instantly the big one for me, and kind of the only one that really popped out at me as far as this show goes. There were some things that looked cool, and I'll rattle them down real quick, but they kind of opened with the thing that I wanted, and that was about it. So after that was Fistifluff. This is like Power Stone meets cats, it seems like. You just are fighting cats. I guess dog fighting's not acceptable, but cat fighting is.
But cat fighting is. Oh, my goodness.
So that's coming in early 2021.
This is so specious. This is so specious. Then what the fuck? Oh, my dog fighting. I want my dog fighting, man. Damn. Now the only thing I could do is do a growler versus that Doberman dog, that dark dog
Yes,
in
the devil
Pokemon.
one.
That's the closest. That's the closest thing I could do for my dog fighting game. Come on.
Yeah.
You got a chance to do a dog fighting game. You got to do cat brawlers. But you know what? I hope there's a thing for cat fighting. I hope that's a thing. And people just start fight. I hope kids start putting cats fight each other. Like these stray cats. Like how they pay homeless people to fight each other.
No,
I hope they do that to cats. So here you go, cat. You fight for tuna fish. Just say, go ahead. Yeah,
they do it too. They're vicious. After that was Tooch. I don't remember how they pronounced it. I instantly forgot. This looks really cool, though.
It's a Tushy, Daniel.
It's a Tushy.
Yeah.
And this is coming out March 2021. This is a hack and slash. It almost looks like a side-scrolling Castle Crashers-esque thing. It's got hand-drawn art. It's set in the rainforest, so there are nice visually trees and stuff in the background. It looks neat. Yeah, I'm interested in that one. After that, they showed off Cyber Shadow. That's coming out January 26th. This is the one that we've talked about previously that's being published by Yacht Club Games. It kind of reminds me a lot of the Ninja one that I played on the Switch. I can't remember what that thing was called, but it's a side-scrolling action game. You play as a ninja. It looks cool, and it's going to have amiibo support with Shovel Knight amiibos, and you'll get a little Shovel Knight character flying behind you.
And it looks like a Shovel Knight kind of game.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's pixel arty. It looks nice. After that was
like Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Or Gaiden, or whatever you pronounce it.
Now you got me questioning how I would say that if you hadn't just said that, Dominic. Pretty sure I would have said Gaiden, but now I'm like, Gaiden sounds right. I don't know. After that, Dominic, was Calico. This is what they called, I think, a social sim, basically like a Animal Crossing or a Sims kind of thing, but you're running a cafe and you're
You're an animal?
I think it's a cat cafe that you're running. You're a human.
Oh my God, what's up with...
I think you're a human.
Why do people like cats so much?
Cats are the internet, Dominic.
People love cats, but they don't do shit for you. A dog is loyal. He is there for you. He will protect you.
Cats are cutthroat.
A cat, man, just you got to do something for me.
We respect that,
give me
Dominic.
my food.
That's what it is. We respect the lethargy of cats. They just don't care. So we see ourselves in them. We don't care either when it comes down to it. We aren't loyal to anyone. All right, Dominic. After that was Alba, a wildlife adventure that's coming out spring 2021.
Are you a cat in this too?
No, you're a child in this, but I'm pretty sure there is a cat in the trailer.
I hope it's you get to kill it, like a wild cat or something.
Oh, God. Like all the ones around the dumpsters.
Yeah.
No, this is so you play as a young child. You're running around what they described as a Mediterranean island, which it has that vibe of white architecture kind of stuff, like in Italy, and it looks cool. You're trying to help people solve their problems and whatnot around the world. It kind of reminds me of a open world action-y Zelda game meets something maybe a little less violent, I guess. After that was Gnosia. This is coming early 2021. It's one of those things where there's text boxes at the bottom and there's heads popping up, and just basically a talking game. It sounds like it's basically kind of like an Among Us style thing where you're trying to figure out which characters are the Gnosia, because apparently they're bad aliens or something like that. The guy was describing very short gameplay sessions, 5 to 15 minutes. This one didn't really do much for me. The art is very kind of remedial, not to be rude. All right, so after that, they showed off Very, Very Valet, which is a playful, puzzly valet game where you're trying to get your car from I guess somebody else's car because you're a valet, from one section to the valet spot, the parking spot that you're trying to get it into. It looks very goofy, like what is that, Gang Beasts or the moving game, or almost like an Overcooked, even almost kind of over the top cartoon.
Yeah. It looks like one of these guys look like he could be in the Muppets, man.
It's Beaker driving that car.
The green guy, the green, like this green character, and then there's another thing like a red character. Look at them, they're just crashing. He just crashing the cars. Good God, man, the people. Everybody should be fired. All these people should be fired. That's why they have
insurance, Dominic. It's fine, right? Yeah, it's
not
like you were saying. Like, there's got to be something that makes it wacky, right? Like, do the cars control weirdly or something? Because why else are they just driving so crazy? I mean, maybe it's just you're trying to get there as fast as possible, so you're trying to find like the shortcut, and just wailing over this edge is the quickest way that you can get there. I don't know.
But that Tunchi game, I just saw that. Mm-hmm. That looks good. I like the way that game looks.
Yeah,
I like the art style of that game.
Very beautiful. Yeah, it's very nice, hand drawn animation stuff. But I'm always impressed by this stuff.
Is it the same girl? Is it you playing a different girl? Because one time she looks like Pocahontas, and another time she looks like a girl wearing like a little magician or something.
Oh no, the little magician is the girl from A Hat in Time. They're that 3D platformer that came out like last year.
Oh
2 years ago.
I remember that. Yeah. Oh, that's just like actually
like a guest character. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
She's in there. Which reminds me, like at some point I want to play that game. I heard very good things about that as far as like 3D platformers. Also
like how they talk to the developers in this indie video they have out here.
Yeah, there were like 3 or 4 of them. Where good Lord.
The woman, what's her name?
It's Crunch, Dominic.
Samantha Green from Whitehorn Games. She looks very tired.
That's what Crunch does to you, man. That's how it goes.
I guess so.
That's why Crunch is bad.
So what game did she make? Is it Calico? I think it was. Yeah. Calico.
Yeah.
Oh, I see, Cal. Yeah, you're like a little Thumbelina, and you're.
Actually, I forgot that aspect of it. Yeah, you're like in a small world.
They got cats in this too. She picking up cats. Oh my God!
Yeah, it's like a cat cafe. You're bringing them into your.
Oh, that's what it is. Like, the cats come to the cafe. Oh.
Yeah, you're bringing them in there so that people can go in there and get hair in their tea and stuff.
Like you were cat people.
Oh, okay. No.
So they get fur and stuff on their tea because of the cats? Goodness gracious.
I mean, having lived with the dog for so many years, yes, fur gets everywhere. No matter how hard you try, you're going to ingest some fur at some point, Dominic.
And this game does look like Alba's Wildlife. It does remind me of like an Animal Crossing, but adventurous, more adventurous.
Yeah, actually, it has a good look to it. It almost reminds me of like Wind Waker, but not really cell shaded.
Yeah, Wind Waker. Yes. I say Animal Crossing. It might not more Animal Crossing. I mean, you talk to people. Yeah, probably more like Wind Waker, but not violent. I guess. That's a thick woman right there. Let me turn back to that. Let me pause that real quick. Yeah, she thick. Damn. All right. All right, so what game were we on?
All right, we finished talking about Gnosia, so that should be the next one.
Oh, well, hold on, Gnosia. Yes, I'm looking at that. Okay, this reminds me. What is this? What? Because I was looking at something when you were talking about it.
It sounds like it's basically Among Us in a way. Like you're trying to figure out who the Gnosians are, because apparently they're like bad aliens. But it seems very much like one of those games where it's just like, here's a text box and 2 very static heads.
Yeah, that kind of like motion, like book kind of cartoon thing.
Yeah.
Almost like, I guess, Phoenix Wright in a way. Or, I mean, it's a ton of these games on Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not,
don't know how to describe them.
But not sexual. I don't know.
Oh, that's what you think, Dominic.
Oh, well, I don't I mean, hopefully it's not. I don't know. I'm going to assume it's not because they put that on Nintendo Indie World.
Got to diversify, Dominic. Got to diversify.
All right, so what else we got?
After that was Happy Game. This coming spring 2021.
This game don't look happy.
I was gonna say much unlike the title.
It looks dark. It looks like a Tim Burton kind of shit going on here.
Yeah, that's a good description. Thank you. Because I was trying to think of like it. It reminds me of a thing, but I don't know what it reminds me of. And yeah, exactly, Tim Burton. And that also reminds me, I did watch the holiday movies. Movies that made us holiday edition. The Nightmare Before Christmas. That was enjoyable.
Okay, yeah, it was okay. I might check that out because they did the Home Alone one too. I believe. Did they do another one?
They did Elf as part of that.
I said Home Alone. I'm sorry, Elf. Yes.
Okay.
Elf seems a little too soon for me. But maybe this is for very young people.
I was gonna say it wasn't because I don't know. Elf is like this huge thing now. Like it seems like there's merch out there with like sayings from Elf and stuff. And I didn't know that Elf was like that big a cultural touchstone until now.
Like maybe a younger me would have found that way, but I was like, Elf. Yeah, why they have Elf up there? And that's see, I think I was thinking Home Alone because that's what I wanted it to be. I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I think I was like, Home Alone should be part of this.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised that wasn't already part of like the movies that made us. But they haven't really done that many.
Maybe that was that.
I don't know.
Movies that made us? I forgot what was on that one. I didn't watch that. I don't see the toys that made us.
Dirty Dancing and Die Hard, maybe? Yeah, I don't remember. Because I haven't watched it. Ghostbusters, I think they did.
Yeah, Ghostbusters. And I meant to watch that.
Yeah. So Happy Game looks interesting. After Happy Game was Super Meat Boy Forever. That's coming out real soon. That's coming out December 23rd.
You get the pink meat.
Yeah.
You don't eat that stuff. You better cook it. But yeah, the pink meat. What's her name?
What is it? Miss
Meat Girl? Is Super Meat Girl?
Yeah, Super Meat Girl. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Super Spam Girl.
Super Spam Girl. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. I don't know if that's something I'm gonna buy, but I do like Meat Boy. It's one of those games. It's like a lot of times it's too hard for me to actually enjoy it, so I just kind of don't play it a lot. Even though I think if I got into it the way I did with Spelunky 1, like I wouldn't be surprised if that became like one of my favorite games of recent time.
Oh, Grindstone, it's like a puzzle game.
Yeah, Grindstone is one we've talked about previously when it came out on like Apple Arcade. Yeah, it's like a puzzle, like matchy type game where you've got like a board of different things that are like there's 5 different types of enemies and stuff, and you're this little Viking guy, and you drag your finger around to make combos, and then he kills all the stuff on screen. I heard very good things about it when it launched on the Apple Arcade, so that's cool.
Okay.
I just wonder what pricing on that would be compared to like the iPhone. Like obviously Apple Arcade, it was included in that, so it was part of the subscription plan, but I think you could buy it separately. And I'm always interested, like Among Us, for instance, right? Like it's free on the phones and there are ads. Can you buy like an ad-free upgrade or something?
Oh yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, but then it's like $5 on PC and Xbox and stuff now that it's released, and we'll talk about that again later. But yeah, it's just interesting the way that some of these, especially like the Switch, because early on it was getting a lot of like phone ports, but you're looking at it on the phone where it's like $5, and then the Switch it's like $30, and you're like, there's no difference here. Like why am I paying such a markup on this? So
everything's better on Switch.
Yeah, I did like that meme that you sent me where it's like, this game's out now, and it's like it was like Peer from IGN where it's like the E3 where they're like, this isn't exciting, and then the next one where it's like, Megaton announcement or whatever, and it's like when a game comes out on the Switch, because it's like I've already bought Spelunky 2, but like it's coming out on the Switch, Dominic. I'm excited again. So, yeah. After that, they had a quick montage of a couple other games. When the Past Was Around, which is out now. That has a beautiful art style, but I don't know what's going on in that game. And since it was part of the montage, it just came and went. They didn't explain anything. Cosmocrats. That is Trash Sailors.
The RAF, I want to say.
Yeah,
okay,
that one
Trash
looks cool.
Sailors.
I was interested in that one. And then Finding Paradise they showed off. That reminds me art style wise of Stardew Valley, like very pixely art stuff and like kind of taller than normal characters. Just in that like kind of exaggerated.
You got something that's like HOA? HOA?
Yeah, HOA. That's coming out April 2021. Which one was that?
What do you mean, which one?
What's that look like?
Oh, that's where you're like a little person and there's like big bugs in the forest.
Yeah. That one reminded me of that one that came out from EA and the guys that did...
Oh, the Yarn game?
No. Just the character, basically. Not like the gameplay or anything. The Hello Games one. Let's see. Hello Games. Not Joe Danger. Not Joe Danger and not Space No Man's... The Last Campfire. That's what it reminds me of.
Oh, okay.
A little bit with that character. That does look cute, though. And then there was Hazel Sky, which seemed like a third-person action-y game.
Like action or adventure type of game, yeah. Because you see like do different things, though.
Yeah, there was like a Spitfire plane, and
yeah, and then you're swimming and doing stuff, yeah.
Yeah, so there was very cool stuff. And then at the end, they're like, hey, we have one last thing. Was the sound of the alarm from Among Us when you hit the button and try and call somebody imposter. The emergency meeting button, I guess.
Plenty of times. And they were wrong.
See, I feel like at a certain point, like the fun for me in that game would be getting called out as the imposter, like trying to trick people into thinking I was the imposter. I don't know. Just like always walking near vents and stuff just to fuck with them.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, you dummy. You're gonna kick me off this boat, huh? Well, the spaceship, I guess. But yeah, Among Us is out now on the Nintendo Switch. And
there's a mod for I forgot what the game it was.
Naked Among Us characters.
Star Wars Battlefront. There's a mod where you could be Among Us versus the guys from Fall Guys. For Fall Guys, Among Us guys versus the Fall Guys. Yep,
that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it doesn't look amazing though.
Oh no,
it look weird because it look weird. But it's funny. I mean, it's funny looking.
Yeah.
That was
look
cool.
at those characters. That's weird. Yeah, so that's cool. At a certain point, Among Us has to become like cross-play across all these platforms, right? Like, just to keep the popularity going.
I guess so, yeah. But like I said, with playing on it's on Xbox Game Pass on PC, so I didn't see it on the console. And like playing that on the console, like when you're texting, like when you're delegating on who is the imposter, trying to find out who's the imposter, discussing. It's hard to do that on the screen trying to type. You need someone to type on.
This is Xbox Live, Dominic. You can't talk to each other.
You know what? I mean, maybe you can, but
you gotta get in there and be like, "You're the imposter." There's probably kids.
They're like maybe kids, and I don't really want to talk with a bunch of kids. I want to hear them say like, "You're an imposter, nigger."
Whoa! Good Lord, I forgot how Xbox Live was.
I think that nigger's a imposter.
Yikes!
That guy sounds like he's a nigger.
He's like, wait a second, I'm not black. My character is just black.
Yeah.
Like rude. Oh yeah, look at this Among Us character with 4 different lightsabers because he's General Grievous, I guess. Oh, that's creepy. All right. So yeah, Dominic, Among Us now out on the Switch. So if you want to play it there, you can check it out. What else do you got in news before we get into what has been quite the week for CD Projekt Red and Cyberpunk?
Oh yeah. So I saw some things up here on Game Informer. I guess I should shout them out since I'm getting information from them.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about this game that came out. I think it came out last year with the movie, near the movie Terminator Resistance.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's an enhanced version. It's coming out to the PlayStation 5. And it will be 4K resolution, gameplay run at 60 frames per second, higher texture resolution and polygon counts, improved lighting, shadows, and more detailed particle effects.
And Arnold.
Yeah, well, of course. Yeah, but he should have been in the first one, right?
When I don't know. I have a feeling that they couldn't get him.
Maybe they couldn't. When stacked up against the PlayStation 4 version, Teon says the new iteration, I think Teon is the developers, loads 4 times faster. The balance and difficulty updates that were previously released for the PC version will be included. As far as new content goes, Teon is introducing Infiltrator, a mode that gives players the chance to see the war from the other side as T-800 unit.
Don't make him sympathetic.
That marches against the resistance. I don't think you're going to be sympathetic. I think he's going to be like, let's kill some humans.
Kill some shit.
Terminator Resistance Enhanced is launching March 26th on both digital and the physical game. They got a nice collector's edition here. It got comes with the enhanced game, a steel book, a mini hardcover comic, some postcards. And
if it doesn't come with a Terminator head, I don't care, Dominic.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, come on.
It does not. Or at least a gun. All right. What else we got? Oh, Blizzard has an update. They got a new free-for-all map that is taking place outside of the map which was called the Hanamura Castle.
Okay.
So it's the free-for-all map is called Kanazaki. And I'm looking at some screenshots. Yeah, it looks like I go in people's homes too, because it looks like a room with some cats. Look, cats again. It's like a cat room. They got somebody's home who I guess is a cat lover. Got all the pictures of the cats, and it looks like you got the little cat jungle gym thing, where they crawl on and scratching posts and shit. Oh my goodness! Like that's the thing I noticed with gamers. Like a lot of them, like they got cats, and I always like, what is up with that? And I mean, I'm sure some of them got dogs, but I don't hear about. Only some of them I hear about their dogs. Yeah. But a lot of them have cats, and I mean, I know this. I know one reason. Because it's easier to clean up after them compared to a dog. Yeah. And I think that's got to be the main reason, right? I mean, it's like you want a pet, but you don't have to go take it out for a walk.
Right. Yeah. It's not as much work. They kind of do their own thing. You just have to make sure their litter box is clean.
Yeah. You got to make sure the litter box is clean. I mean, still to keep your place fresh. Because God, I hate cats. Cats. But anyway. I mean, the main reason I hate cats is because I am allergic to it. So I'm mad I'm allergic to it.
Doesn't help.
So I blame them for it, though. I blame them.
Taking your rage out on them.
Yes. I'm going to blame them. Because what they're going to do, they can't argue against me.
Oh, they'll argue against it. Meow, 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 Dominic.
They don't come here when I say come here.
No, they don't. They don't care what you think.
And then so I kick them.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, maybe they know I'm going to kick them anyway.
You can't say that on the internet, Dominic.
I was like, I don't kick cats. I don't have a cat, and I don't have no cat to kick.
I don't have a cat to kick.
And
I don't go near those ones outside because they're feral.
Definitely. They'll fucking bite me, especially that when I saw that thing attack that squirrel. Like, oh shit, hell no. All right.
Oh boy.
So what else we got here? Oh, Grand Blue. That's the fantasy versus game. The guys who did what they call it? What's their name in the company who does it?
Arc Systems.
I know they did the Dragon Ball Z. Yeah, Arc Systems. Yeah, they have some. They get some new fighters in. Oh, Dragon Ball Z is getting a new fighter too. Well, I'll start with them. Red and Blue. First, they got a new fighter and Battle Pass coming. They said this month, so December. Hold on,
Nice.
What's the exact date? They don't want to tell me the date up here. I mean, goddamn.
I guess it's like Sephiroth, where it was like, December, but also we aren't going to tell you, but also now he's out. Woo!
Yeah, now he's out. Yeah, exactly. It is, if the trailer below tickles your fancy, I'm reading this article, Yule, I guess it's supposed to be like Duel with the Y, can be purchased individually for $6.99 or part of the Character Pass 2 DLC pack for $34.99. Arcus also teased the Eternal Andre will be the next fighter in Robs in early 2021. Additionally, this month sees the introduction of the game's first Battle Pass. It arrives with update version 2.22 sometime this month. Like many Battle Passes present, limited time challenges, players can compete to earn rewards and things of that nature. It'll give a date. It says it'll give a date of when it releases, which is weird because it's not that
they're
going to
release it on Christmas, Dominic, and it'd be sacrilege.
But I saw something on Dragon Ball Z. I think that was more of a. That's not legit yet, right? Or is it? I guess it is legit now. Okay,
I think it
was.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a leak. I think it was like a leak, but then legit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Dragon Ball Z roster is they're getting the Super Baby 2. I don't know Dragon Ball Z, so this is all new to me. It looks like he's from the GT. I think he's from the GT universe, so
okay.
Definitely not familiar with that universe much.
Do we have a Goku with leather pants and pink fur on his chest yet from GT?
I thought they did have that. I thought he already came out.
Yeah, I didn't. I think
he already came. Oh, yeah, he already came out.
Okay, good.
So, yeah, and it says while not a full reveal, no, because like no gameplay. We haven't seen no gameplay, nothing yet.
Yeah.
But it said the scans do show off a little bit about what the latest edition brings to the table, including the following sets: Full Power Energy Wave, the Great Ape, Darkness Spring Shot, and Z Assist Revival. Okay, yeah, I mean, I want to play this game again. I just have to buy all the fucking DLC.
There's so much now.
They have sales, but still so much. I really wish I didn't buy that game at $60. I really wish I didn't do that. I should have waited. But now I don't. Yeah, I'm not going to do that ever again. Never going to do it again. When I see a tight game I really want, I'll be like, yep. And I'm going to hold it in. I'm going to hold my excitement in. Keep it in. Until like the Ultimate Edition come out where I get at least the first season pass. Shit. All right.
And then after the Ultimate Edition, they release 2 more packs of content.
Yeah, exactly. Like fucking Mortal Kombat. It's like, oh, we got single player content. It's you sons of bitches. Damn it. All right. So, what other news? Any other news I missed? Anything else? Oh, the Game Awards did very well. Like, their viewership went really well. I mean, COVID probably most likely helped in.
Yeah.
And, but still, yeah. Yeah, people getting excited for it. For people can argue and get mad at Last of Us winning, like I did. Like, I was just screaming off the rooftops, like, how this is all bad. They ruining games. This is all fixed. This is the social justice people all just picking this game. Yep, I was all angry about that.
Kojima was involved.
Yep, and that's all Kojima said. Oh, you son of a bitch, Kojima. Why you're here? You had no game out. Get out of here. But no, I'm just joking. No, but yeah, that's good that a lot of people are looking at it. Even though people are really looking at it they're looking for that trailer. So it's unfortunate. I mean, that's the fortunate/unfortunate thing. It's not really about the awards themselves, but like you said, the way they treat them. They kind of just like their back ends, like it's like, hey, this game, here's the Game Awards. Here's the nominations and something like this, blah, 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 blah. And then they win. They say their little speech. It's nice, but there's like, oh, yeah, more trailers. All right.
And I think in this one, like, you could hear them hitting like the music on them. Like they were basically like ringing in another Zoom call or Skype call because you would hear the sound and then it was like, okay, I'm wrapping up basically, which I thought was funny.
Oh, and what there was something else about the Game Awards I wanted to say.
never
yeah,
legitimate until
no.
we can vote on them.
Well, we can. There's like the player vote.
That doesn't count, Dominic. We're more special than that.
Yeah. People say we should be a higher percentage because we're a very low percentage on the votes. I'm not that keen on that. I think that the percentage is the right amount. All right. Because not all the players play the games. I mean, though the argument is that some people say that all these people complete the games, but I think more of them have than the people who are voting.
Right.
So, Kojima said there was like a big announcement coming. And I was curious, like, oh, is it going to be like a game? I didn't realize it was a Cyberpunk thing because I saw that before.
Yeah.
I saw that and I was thinking, like, I don't think this is the big announcement, is it? Then I went back to the Twitter page of his, and that was the big announcement. So I was like, I mean, for people who like this stuff, good for you. I was really thinking like it was going to be like some announcement of a game.
Right.
Or at least like an expansion or something. I don't know. So, Cyberpunk cross Death Stranding, like I think it's like a skin and a motorcycle. I think, is there anything else I'm missing on that content that they're going to have with it?
I remember the skin and the motorcycle. I think that might be it.
Yeah. Like you got like the cybernetic kind of skin you can have on the main character.
Yeah, he has like Johnny Silverhand's arm or whatever.
Yeah. It's okay. Oh, you get his arm. Yeah, you get his arm. Okay.
And you get the genitals from the game too.
Oh, that's nice. Yes. Well, you already got genitals.
Normus Reedus' dick.
I'm about to say, did you already see his dick anyway?
No, you didn't.
I'm not. Oh, okay.
Whenever you tried to stare at him, he would give you dirty looks.
Oh, he has glasses, sunglasses. Several fashion items include Johnny Silverhand's sunglasses. You get some other items too. A cock piece or something. I don't know. Do you get cock pieces in that game?
No, just piercings. Cock piercings.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I was about to say, yeah, you get cock
That's
piercings.
Cyberpunk, dog.
Oh, you get to choose to be another gender. I'm sure because you can do that in the game. You can find this game and say, hey, you meet Norman Reedus a woman. All right.
There you go.
I think, that's it. That's all I got, Dan. So I guess we can get to the big news that is happening. That's been happening ever since Cyberpunk 2077 came out.
Yeah, it's been a long week for them, Dominic. So I guess it kind of kicked off with people's impressions of the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One kind of base level systems, the ones that we own. The performance on those. Exactly. I think that has been proven otherwise through this little exercise, Dominic. Yeah, so it all started with that. People started talking about how poorly it ran, and then basically bringing up the fact that, hey, previous to launch of this game, like, no one was given access to these versions of this game. Basically trying to sweep it under the rug like it doesn't exist. And we talked about it a little bit when they were showing off, like, this is what the Xbox Series X versus the Xbox One X looks like and stuff like that. And it's like, hey, but what is it going to run like on the systems that we own? Because in reality, this game was developed for those systems or the pros, but this generation of console, right? Like, they were not developed for PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series consoles. From there, it just kind of went downhill. CD Projekt Red eventually admitted to these games launching basically buggier than they should have. And then it's really just kind of digressed from there. People have started asking for refunds. There was a point in time where companies weren't allowing for them. Both PlayStation, who doesn't really have a refund policy, and Microsoft, who does, but you know, there's like 2-hour windows and stuff like that, much like there is on Steam. And that's kind of where it started to get real messy. Eventually it got to the point where Microsoft expanded their window and their ability to do refunds. Sony has also made refunds available after there being some weirdness of basically CD Projekt Red saying, hey, yeah, you can get refunds on this game without telling these platform holders that they were going to do that. And also, hey, they aren't the ones to handle it, so you don't really get to make that decision. So that led to some messiness. There's a memo out there from GameStop right now that's like, hey, if somebody comes in looking for a refund for this game, point them in CD Projekt Red's direction. Don't take their game, basically.
Oh man.
So I wonder what their trade-in value right now actually is. And this all kind of culminated in the biggest blow kind of right now is that not only is Sony offering full refunds to everyone that has purchased the game, but they have actually delisted the game from PlayStation Network. You can no longer
and
go
this
online
is only
and
digital,
purchase
though.
it.
Like, Sony
Correct.
is only... Yeah, this is all just digital.
Yeah, so you can go into the store and still buy it, but as of right now, yeah, I don't know. I mean, we were talking a little bit before recording, but some games do release buggy, and this step has never really been taken. But it does seem like this game is maybe a step further than anything we've seen in the past. What do you think?
Yeah, it's not because I mean, I even hear some people say they crash on games. Well, hell, like I said, I crashed on Gears. So what the fuck I'm talking about? But it seems like you said, maybe this sounds like it's worse. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like this is worse. This doesn't sound like this is just people just complaining, like because it's a big game. It sounds like this is worse. Let's be honest, yeah, and because it's a big game, because a lot of people got their hands on it. So, like, if there was a buggy mess...
Remember, we talked last week, this game made its money back for development in, like, one day.
So that helped. That helped or didn't help, whichever you want to look at it. Because, let's just say it was a very small game, and that nobody really plays. Trying to think, what's that game called? I got a game in my head, but now I can't remember the title of it. It's like this very obscure Japanese game. Darn.
Yakuza.
No, not Yakuza, not Yakuza. But like, just think of the smaller game out there. Like, no one really plays. And let's say it's like a Dynasty Warriors. Let's just say Dynasty Warriors, like an old Dynasty Warriors game, like something like that. Get real buggy. It was a mess. But, you ain't gonna get people. You ain't gonna probably get it where it's like, hey, you can get the full refund for this game or something, because it's
There's not
a lot of
be
noise,
as large
enough
outcry,
complaints.
exactly.
Yeah, there's not gonna be a lot of complaints about it. But with this, you're talking about it's a huge game, and most people bought it on these old consoles.
Yeah, you'd have to think so.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw somewhere that most people got it on the older systems than the newer consoles, of course. That doesn't even make any sense. Yeah, I ain't talking about PC. But yeah, so yeah, it's like they got to do something. Something had to be done, and for this to be the worst game, like the worst of way to play the game, and to be that buggy, something had to be drastically done. And now, do I think it should have been taken off the marketplace? It's like a yes and no. Like, thing is, since it can be played on the PS5 fairly well, I don't see. That's why I don't know if it should be taken off.
Yeah, people should maybe still be given the option to get it if they don't want a disc version.
It should be a big warning, like a big enough warning on that page, like when you click on Cyberpunk.
Yeah, there should be like a second click through or something where you have to agree to this thing first.
Yeah, and I mean not that shitty way. Like they can read it. It could be read where it says, "Look, this game is known to be broken," like something along those lines. And but you know what? Still give them the option to refund it. Like let them go get it, but just warn them about it so at least they know. Yeah, but I don't think it should have been taken off. But I'm not gonna be totally mad at that either. I'm gonna say, look, CD Projekt Red, y'all fucked up. Like, it should never came to that. It should never came to a damn console taking your game off the goddamn marketplace.
Yeah. I mean, there's so many layers to that, though. Is like this game met with so many delays, and then the addition of crunch. But like, how did this game get through certification on these platforms to begin with? Like, how did Microsoft and Sony both look at this game in the state that it was in and say, yeah, it's okay for you to publish this on our consoles?
I don't know. That's the thing. I don't think they do what Nintendo used to do back in the day, that Nintendo seal.
The seal of quality, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think they do that.
It's more just honestly, like, oh, do you do this one thing that we have on this checkbox or something like that, right?
That's what I'm thinking. Because I think a lot of games wouldn't be on the fucking marketplace. When
you press the guide button, does the guide come up? Yes? Okay, then you're good to go.
Because, all these games always say, hey, we put a patch in. But, like, if you just bought the game from the store, like No Man's Sky or something, you just bought it from the store, and you didn't go online. Well, No Man's Sky, I think you had to be. Maybe. Do you have to be online? No, you don't have to be online on No Man's Sky. Yeah. No, you don't. No, because I think at one point I wasn't, because I was using cheats, and I was too scared it was going to mess up.
Right.
Yeah, because I was on, yeah. And so, yeah, you don't have to be online. So, like, you're not getting the same game. So, yeah, I don't think that's a thing. Yeah, I think, or it's like, it's very loose. It's very loose on what the quality has to be of the game. And this is not about, like, how is the game's good or bad. This is actually, like, function.
Right.
The game can function or something.
Because it sounds like this game is pretty good for people that can actually play it.
Exactly. Like, some people got this game of the year. Something like, people got, look at all the high scores. Only the lowest score we saw was GameSpot with the 7.
Yeah.
And that's still, like, considered good. But, in the video game, video gamers' eyes, 7 is about, it's just as bad as probably
like Dominic.
Like getting a 50 on the test. I mean, it's just,
there's
it's horrible.
Nothing lower than a 7. Like
a 50 or a 60. Even though I was happy for those 60s when they were allowed you to pass in the high school. I was loving those 60s. I hope, praise Jesus. Praise Jesus, I passed this exam. I mean, talk about all the goodwill that CD Projekt Red had.
Fucking thrown out the window.
I mean, God, man, I was loving them. Like, I was like, this is what's left for me. Because BioWare went downhill. Bethesda was really fucking up with, like, some of their Fallout stuff and these games they had. I mean, Fallout 76 turned out to be good after look how long it took, though. Yeah.
And I foresee that same kind of trajectory with this, possibly. Like, I don't expect at the end of this day for this game to remain bad forever.
No. But it's just that, but just the way you did this, like, you could have delayed these games, or if you wanted to say, hey, you want to release it. Well, technically, you had to delay it because what everybody's playing, except for the PC version, what everybody's playing is the original console version. It's just that it runs better on the newer consoles. So you just have to delay the game. I mean, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that you delay it again, but hey, I'd rather feel delay it than this shit show that is basically unplayable for some people. What's the difference? Like, okay, I got the game, but it's shitty. I don't know. I might as well not have it.
Yeah. So now you're sitting there with the game, but still waiting until February to get this major patch so that you can actually hopefully play the game.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you released it because it was hurting your bottom line, I guess. But look, if shit goes wrong, I mean, that's the price of, sometimes it happens. It happens, that's the cost of doing business sometimes. Is that shit goes wrong. I mean, you just hope to recoup it. Which I think you still would have. That's the thing. Like, was this worth it? Here's the question. Was this worth it?
It's hard to see that it's going to be. I mean, regardless of how much money they're making, it's like you said, all the goodwill that they had developed over these past couple of years is just completely out the window now. And that in some forms is worth a lot more than money. It allows you to make littler mistakes, but not things like this.
I guess maybe they didn't see them being taken off the storefront. I bet you this: if they had known Sony was going to take it off, even though they knew they put out a shit product, they wouldn't have released it. Yeah. They would have said, "Oh no, that's not worth it." But they must have thought they could get away with it. Like they could get away. They had to, because they knew that it was bad.
You would hope so. Otherwise, they're in a lot bigger trouble as a company than.
So let's just say just assume that they knew that was bad. So I guess they thought, like, okay, we put out bad, people are going to hate us, but we're going to promise them, hey, we're going to put this patch out. We're going to get things working for you guys in February. It's going to be great. And we'll apologize. We just got to take it. Say, like, we're going to take a fall for this, but we're going to have this patch out. And they're going to be like, look, at least we made the money.
And we'll be able to claim the money on our whatever quarter financial documents so that we're not in the red or something like that.
Yeah, so we got to take this loss.
Their stock tanked anyway.
Yeah, but I think they didn't foresee. I don't think they foresaw. Yeah, they try to calculate it that they'll still be okay with this, but I don't think they calculated that Sony would go that far to take it off the marketplace. I don't think they calculated that, because maybe they thought they would think like them, like, hey, maybe a bad game, but hey, people still buying off our marketplace, still get that share.
Exactly.
So we'll just keep it going. But they ain't see it going that far.
Sony
and for them to say about the refund thing, like, for them to not even have any, they don't even control that. That was
like, oh yeah, just ask for your refund. It's like, wait a second, we don't even have a refund policy in place. Hold on. Yeah, that's really shitty. They made a lot of unforced errors here, Dominic, and it seems like it all starts with instead of delaying it one more time or however many more times they need, going into crunch mode, and then now what do you have to show for it? Like, are you just proving to us that crunch results in, half-assed work?
I guess it just the disc wouldn't even play if they didn't do crunch. That's what it is. You put the thing in the drive, and then this wouldn't come on. I guess that's what it was. That they got it to like at least it can start.
So who at what point thought that this game could come out almost a year ago? Because we were talking, March, April for the initial release of this originally?
Yeah.
Like, who sat there and was like, okay, this game is in good enough shape for us to release in a couple of months? And then you give them basically 9 months or so, and it's still a garbage fire. Bad.
I mean, I hope things get fixed for people, man. Because I want this game. I'm going to play this game. And I mean, I know I'm not going to be able to play on PC regardless, whatever they do. Oh, maybe it will run better. I don't know. Maybe it'll be a better PC than run better.
It'll run better on PC than it will on one of these consoles. And that's the sad thing is, like, now they're like, oh, well, it runs pretty decently on Stadia. And it's like, goddamn, Stadia.
Yeah. Yep, Stadia. Yep. And Stadia even tweeted this. Yeah, they even tweeted that.
Just fucking stick the knife in and twist it.
Yeah. They're like, hey, runs good up here. It's like, yes. I mean, they got me thinking. Or at least, but no, I think I'll still buy it, like, through GOG or something and just play it through NVIDIA.
Right.
Maybe I'll do that. I mean, if I was going to do something, if I was going to do that, like if some as far as streaming, I think I would do it with NVIDIA. Yeah, this is messed up for the consoles, because even I was just thinking, like, hey, I mean, all depends. Like, if somebody want to give me a Christmas gift, I was going to say, hey, give me Cyberpunk for just the Xbox. I'm good, and I'll just play that. It's not, I know it's not good, but at least I'll get my Xbox and I get my achievements. You know what I mean? I gotta be Kermit. But now I'm like, man, fuck that, man. This game is all fucked up on there, and it's not until February when it comes out. Shit. I can use my stimulus check and just use all my stimulus check for the Xbox. the Xbox Series X, and then get.
Do we get stimulus checks before Xboxes are available to just be bought in a store Which comes first? Can I go
No,
online and just grab an Xbox, or will I have a stimulus?
We get it before that happens. We're still gonna be online. We gotta probably buy it. All right. You got anything else you want to say on this?
No, I think that's it. It's really just surprising, like how quickly a company can just burn every bridge that they built. It's so sad too, because like CD Projekt Red was looked at as like, okay, this is the company that's like combating the AAA mega corporation, basically, right? Like they can make a game that is the same quality as something coming out of an EA or a Ubisoft without all the negatives from it. But as it turns out, hey, no, they still have all that garbage baggage along with it. And their leadership can make poor decisions just like every other company, I guess.
Yep. So, hey, I guess the only good thing they can say is, hey, y'all just like everybody else, baby.
Yep.
Just like everybody else. So.
Welcome to video games.
Yeah, welcome to the club, man. Welcome to the club. It's like the only thing is, it's just like small indie studios, man. Like the small ones. I mean, that was a big one. But like the small ones is...
Yacht Club Games, Dominic. Let's put them on a pedestal.
Yeah, put them up there until they fall. And then
I was going to say, just to watch them fall. Yeah. All right, Dominic, you got anything else before we get into new releases?
Nah, I think that's it, man.
All right, new releases, Dominic. We already talked about it. Among Us. That's now out on Nintendo Switch, Xbox, and PC as part of Game Pass. So that's cool.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, I might check it out on PC.
Yeah.
And see how that is.
Absolutely. We also have Shantae Risky's Revenge, the director's cut, now out on the Nintendo Switch, Xbox One,
Sexy
and
Shantae,
PC.
New Shantae. That's what we're going to get. That's in the director's cut. Or more bounce. It's probably more bounce. Maybe that's what it is.
Yes, they added more physics. Yeah.
Like it's
more
individual,
children not to look at her.
for each boob. Yeah.
Oh, good Lord.
Yep.
They move independently now. All right, we also got Scourgebringer, Dominic. That's now out on the Nintendo Switch and Xbox One, and on the Xbox One part of Games Pass.
It was already part of Xbox game. I was playing it. I always forget to bring it up. I played this like weeks ago.
What the hell, Tech Dash Gaming? See,
man, now maybe the Switch.
A Switch
maybe
list,
the Switch.
Dominic.
I mean, maybe the Switch just came out, but yeah, Scourgebringer. It been on Game Pass for a little over a month.
Oh shit! All right, well, it is also down on the Switch then, Dominic.
I played some of it. I never got past the first boss yet. Yeah. I kept dying, but
okay.
but I'm supposed to. I feel good about it because like you're supposed to keep dying.
All right.
I'm just impatient. Like I said, I'm impatient in those games, man. I'll be trying to dodge. I'll be like, oh, I'm just gonna brute. I mean, like I said during the demo, I just try to brute force that shit. Mm-hmm. Like I just try to hit him as hard as I can, as fast as I can. To hopefully, I get him before he gets me. But yeah, Scourgebringer, I like that game. I wish it was nominated for more stuff, but oh well.
Yeah, it feels like it kind of went under the radar. Especially considering
or maybe it missed the boat. Maybe it missed the cutoff, but I don't think it did. Because let me look up initial release of Scourgebringer. Like anywhere.
The release
like
date
PC.
that the Xbox store is showing is 10/21.
Yeah, and that's about right. And actually, it's February 6th that it came out for Steam, I believe.
Oh, really?
So...
God damn, it's been out that long.
Well, I think that was the early access. Maybe I'm not sure because, or maybe it did come out for Steam in February 6th, or maybe it was like early access for Steam. But I don't know.
Steam says October 20.
Okay, so that had to be early access then. That had to be early access because I know it was on early access. I know there was an early access, so that has to be it. So. Yeah, it didn't miss the day. It just wasn't good for those smaller games, indie games, I guess.
Man, this
compared to other ones.
Animated trailer for this game looks really good.
I did not see this when I was playing the game.
Beautiful.
I did not see that anime trailer.
All right. Also out now, Dominic, is the Jackbox Party Pack number 7 on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and PC.
Damn, number 7.
Yeah, those are fun for groups. I know whenever I'm
so wait a minute, can you just like put the
playing
packs together for it'll be like one game?
I don't know if they've done that in one of the recent ones, like 6 or so, because I'm only really familiar with, I think, like 1 through 4. But at that point, no, you had to go out and launch back in. Okay. Some of those packs include like Drawful 2, so it's like, oh, I don't really need to go back necessarily unless I like the clues and questions that were in the previous one, but like a similar game is still there. But yeah, no, that would be extremely smart of them to go like the Rock Band model, basically, where it's like each one of these games is a song and you can import it into the latest version so that they're all just there for you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know if they're doing that.
Oh, Nine Monkeys of Shaolin is out. Okay,
yeah.
That was another game I played during the Summer Game Fest.
Exactly. Yeah. And how did you end up liking that one? You thought that was all right? I think it was all right.
Yeah, I thought it was an all right game.
Yeah, because the scores seem like they're doing pretty good. And it looks, I was watching some more trailers of it because I couldn't remember if this was that one or not. And I was like, oh, yeah, this looks nice. So, yeah, that's out now on the Nintendo Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and the PC. So, that's it for the week. Right. You got anything else, Dominic?
Nah, man, I think I'm good.
Thank you guys, as always, for listening. You can check us out on Twitter. Dominic is at DStalworth5. I'm at Regulus MB. The podcast is at Supapod, SUPAPOD. Supapod.com is the website for the podcast. It has all of the episodes as well as links to all the other places you can find us. iTunes, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube. Dominic's been posting videos on there as well as linking them in the podcast post, basically. Yeah, until next time, guys. See you later. Oh, and happy holidays, because by the time the next podcast records, it's gonna have been Christmas. So.
Oh yeah. Merry Christmas.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, you heard me. No,
Merry
Christmas. That's how I was joking. Happy holidays to everybody. Yeah. Have a good vacation, guys. If you're off of work.
Yeah. And if not, to beat up your bosses about it or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, yes, do that. All right. See ya.